ice cold drinks, handcrafted cocktails, and big screens everywhere. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com. Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken. You know it! Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Googans. Go time on a Friday morning. We made it to a Friday. It's a GFL Friday. Lots percolating in the sports world. Going to be fun kicking it around today. We got all kinds of panelists today. E.T., good morning. By the way, I completely kicked any kind of cordage you had working over here. So I don't know if we're so like, you know, which no skin. I don't know. I'm just letting you know. Just giving you a heads up. He's got that Friday fade working, man. I just kicked it. Something unplugged. You see the USB? That came out of something. Yeah? Oh, well. We'll figure it out in the break. How about that? Yeah. Black hole right now on YouTube. What did you hear? Do you hear on YouTube, or it's all the way out? Oh, yeah. Darn right they can. They can hear it. We'll get the video feed up and running. I got Matt Every sitting in with us today. I played golf with Matt yesterday. God, we got some interesting stuff to kick around with him. You know, he was walking with the Scheffler Rory group day one at the PGA, and then he was on course with, I think, the DeChambeau group day two. Matty's broadcasting world is really expanding. He's got three different projects he's got working. He does a terrific job. I know you all enjoy him, so we're going to have fun with Matt Everett for just about the duration of the program this morning. Murph's threatening to stop by and sit with us for a little bit, right? Shout out, Murph. Yeah, I mean, the gang here's HFR, and, you know, the bat signal goes up, so hopefully we'll get that little drive-by sit-down. We've got the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. I got footwork questions for my man. So we'll have that as well. So we're going to have a fun day here as we play fill-in. Hick is in New York. He'll be in Madison Square Garden for game 2 tonight. I believe they're going to a Mets game tomorrow. So we'll see how all those play out. The NBA's Western Conference, golly, seems pretty determined. More on that in just a second. E.T., I'm a 58-year-old man. I have a blessed, full life. I've got no qualms professionally or personally or family-wise. I've just got, I've got nothing missing in my life at this point. But, man, that psychology of a sports fan, it's something else. Be a 58-year-old man without a care in the world, living a full life, blessed is how you feel, and your team loses in 8 innings and you toss and turn getting to sleep. And in a May baseball game. Gosh darn, sports fandom is hard, man. It's hard. And here's what I mean. I listen, I'm not going to equate it. I know the stakes are much bigger. But I'm telling you, Dan Hicken watching his Knicks blow game 1 and then tossing and turning, get frustrated, trying to get to sleep, is not as far removed as you might think from me watching the Nats win in 10 and just frustratingly trying to fall asleep myself. No bigger story here. It was not near the impact. Who knows what these stumbling, bumbling, about 500 Braves will do the rest of the way. But, gosh, sports fandom, man. Why do we do it? Why is it so important? Why does it bug at you like, something more impactful has happened? Is it because most of us are just in a rut, man? We don't get success just daily or in some cases weekly. Not that we're unsuccessful, but those bright spots, those exhilarating moments of success, they don't come in everyday life. They come, but not, if you're lucky, they're coming in all manners. Don't get me wrong. So we just count on our sports teams, don't we? That's why it's so despondently depressing where the Jags have taken us for so many decades. Hopefully that gets turned around and going in the other direction. That was all. That's all I wanted to share here. That little just, it's a beautiful, crisp, late spring morning. We got an awesome show set up in front of us. Got lots of cool stuff to talk about. All because of sports fandom. A frustrating journey. So often, isn't it? All right, on it, man. The Thunder are winning it all, right?
Easy.
I mean, that was all I needed to see. I'll tell you what thought really rushes at me. Give the Denver Nuggets credit. I mean, they played Oklahoma City pretty even up until that last blowout game, but it's 3 blowouts in a row now for Oklahoma City, who has taken a commanding 2-0 lead on Minnesota. Minnesota's, I think I saw, has never won a series down 0-2, and Oklahoma City is, I think, 13-0 when they've been up 2-0 in a series. Something like that. It's a discouraging stat if you're the T-Wolves. There's just too many waves of athletes come at you. From Oklahoma City's standpoint, there's too many guys that really aren't front of brain for you that can make plays, and that's in addition to the best player in the league putting on another show. It's 25 or more for Shai Gilgeous in, I believe, it's 7 straight playoff games. He's had 30-something or more now in 3 straight. He celebrated his MVP award. He was given it pregame. He celebrated by dropping 38 on the T-Wolves. Ant-Man tried to do his best in the first half to keep them close. He had about as many points in the first half last night as he had in the entire game in Game 1. But Oklahoma City, man, they're a third-quarter steamroller. They break some games open now, and they did it again last night. And it ultimately, gosh, I don't have the score in front of me. It settled at like 16, 17 points, 15 points. It wasn't that close. I mean, once you got about 5 minutes deep in the third quarter, and I told y'all I feel bad. I wonder if I said yesterday just as a comparison, ET, I said, so if Oklahoma City or Minnesota leads by 22 with 6 minutes to go in the third, don't turn it off. My bad. Yeah, that's on me. Now I'm just dying to see what the score was with 6 minutes to go in the third. Stand by. Is that the old play-by-play here? What was it with 6 minutes to go? I may have given you some really faulty information. Let's go here. 6 minutes to go in the third period. And if it's 22, I'm going home. Oh, no, it was a good game still. 68-63. So they pulled away late. It really wasn't the third quarter. That's the end of the third. Here's when they did it. They blitzed them toward the end of the third, and they went from that small lead up to a 22-point lead at the end of the third. Wow. So it was 63-59. A 4-point game with 7:40 to go in the third. And then it was 93-71 at the end of the third. Game, set, match. And again, Shai Gilgeous wins the MVP. Remember we talked about Mike Malone? I mentioned Mike Malone was taking some heat for just what was really just kind of a passing comment of, that's why he's the MVP. Something to that effect. And
correct.
The only reason it caught any ears is because he coached Nikola Jokic, who's, won a couple or 3 already and really had every argument to be the MVP again this year. He answered to that. We'll maybe come back to that with the 10-minute drill. I have a question I'll throw out now and we'll dive into later, maybe even next segment, and then further in the program. If you had we've asked this before in some form or fashion, but another coaches ranking has come out. This is ranking the top 25 coaches in Power 4. So this isn't a big pool, right? It's the Big 12, it's the ACC, it's the Big 10, it's the SEC. What do we got? 70 schools maybe? So to crack the top 25 of the Power 4 is no big feather in your cap, right? I mean, you're top 25. If you're a top 25 coach in college football, that's just okay. And that'll be evidenced by the top of this chart. You can have the number 12 coach in college football all day long. Enjoy your 9-3s and your Citrus Bowls and an occasional, glimmer. That's all you're getting. Take Cignetti from Indiana. Tell me if they're back in the playoff this year or, quite frankly, ever again. But if you're ranking the Power 5 coaches, the top 25, again, it's only out of 70. Aren't you in a bit of trouble if your guy's not in the top 25? E.T.?
I would say so.
And again, this is just it's an opinion piece. You're ranking coaches based on your opinion of what they've done. It's not incredibly unfair, but there are some eye-opening slottings to me on that top 25. And look, I don't know how you evaluate some of these guys. The three we have here in state are great examples, but I would think that a top 25, even with the struggle a year ago for Mike Norvell, even with Billy Napier taking time to come up to speed, even with Miami still not realizing anything glamorous under Cristobal, you'd like to think that all three would at least be top 25 coaches, right? And I know with Norvell especially, you might recoil just a bit because of what happened last year, but they are just a season removed from an undefeated season where they were screwed out of their chance to win it all. See what that defense could do. They got screwed. As time goes on, it feels like they were screwed worse. Bowl result notwithstanding. So if Mike Norvell lingers in the top 25, I'm not going to go, what? That's crazy. No, you got to look at the entirety of what he's done. What an important year for Florida State, huh? I mean, you better get a bounce back or that hot seat is going to be on fire. So anyway, CBS Sports says rank the top 25 Power 4 coaches. I'll let you know how that ranking's sorted out when we come back on the other side. And I would just ask you, because look, if we're going to throw Georgia into the mix, it would not be a very valid poll question. Kirby Smart is miles ahead of anything this state has to offer right now by any measure. But how would you, I think this question is answered like this. If you're an Noel fan, you would take Norvell. If you're a Gator fan, you would take Napier. If you're a Kane fan, you'd take Cristobal. And by the way, that's how it should be. So I guess maybe the question is probably better asked for, all you fans out there without a dog in the fight. But if you could have Napier, Norvell, or Cristobal, who would you take? And I'll tell you how they sorted out, if they did, in these ranking of the top 25 coaches. All right, let's do this. Let's take our first time out here on a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life. Look for those bright green trucks and cans and trust them for all your roll-off needs. We're booming at you live inside the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Matt Every going to come in and sit down for the day with us. Got some great insights coming from Matty. We'll talk some golf and some of what he's picked up since he last sat. Matt was saying the last time he sat in, was the day after the Luka trade.
Okay.
Yeah. And he reminded me of something that he said then, and we take things in passing. But when you say things like this, you remember? He goes, watch Dallas get the number 1 pick in the draft. That's what he said that morning after so maybe it's not just the golf analysis that we should be really in tune with when Matty opens up for us. So that ended up playing out. Anyway, lots to kick around with him. As I said, Murph may drop in with us. We got the quarterback whisperer and much more. And that includes Captain Kevin Favor in the Fishing Report when we return next on 92.5 FM.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. The games, the practices, the press conferences.
The crowd was unbelievable. They were involved the whole game.
Home of the Jaguars. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Where does Northeast Florida buy cars? Arlington Toyota. Why Arlington? selection. Arlington has over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location with everyday low prices. Plus, right now you choose a pre-owned 2023 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma for $0 down and only $388 per month. Or how about no payments till January 2026? Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter-mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's Glass. Those beautiful custom glass shower enclosures, maybe a new mirror, a glass tabletop. They can even replace your foggy or cracked glass without having to replace the whole window. Lee and Kate's is local. They're family-owned. They've been a part of our community since 1926. Boy, they've taken care of me, including our brand-new offices at Walk-Off Charities. They did a great job. I promise they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Chief Tire offers affordable quality tires for every type of vehicle. Frank Frangie here. Whether you're looking for all-season tires, high-performance options, or something more budget-friendly, Big Chief has the perfect set to keep you rolling. Their expert technicians ensure your tires are installed quickly and safely so you can drive with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and check out their unbeatable tire deals today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Make the most of every lawn with Kubota commercial landscaping equipment. From the productivity-boosting Z700 mower to the reliable SVL track loader, it's a lineup built to get the job done right. Because when your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that will never let you down. Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville or McClenny.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Ever wonder where your food comes from? Get back to the good old days with fresh produce delivered to you from local family farms. Subscribe today at doorbellfarms.com, connecting real people with real family farms.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Now, Captain Kevin Faber's Fishing Report. Brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. You dream it, we build it. On 1010XL.
All right, we're going to go fishing with Captain Kevin Faber. We did have news here locally yesterday. North Florida coach Matthew Driscoll has resigned after 16 years with the Ospreys and immediately takes a job as the associate head coach at Kansas State with head coach Jerome Tang there. I got a text into Maddie. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. You know, I'm hearing, different sides of things. Matt Driscoll did more than a yeoman's job of trying to get UNF with very, very limited resources, man. Energy and enthusiasm, it had a lot to do, and a good scouting eye that in today's day and age of college basketball only takes you so far. I mean, Chaz Lanier, terrific player for Tennessee, helped take him to the Elite Eight. It's going to be an NBA draft pick. It was an Osprey a year ago, and you can't keep those kids anymore. They go off to play for Florida or Tennessee or somebody with, major, the major prospects, and you lose them now at these levels. Driscoll's only 60. He and the Kansas State coach have known each other for a long time. Anyway, don't let me keep Captain Kevin Faber holding this morning. Bring in the good captain. Hello, Kev. How are we? Kind of a nice little crisper morning today. I enjoyed that when I walked out for the first time.
Listen, I fished yesterday, and I fished the beach, and it was blowing northeast about 10 to 15.
Okay.
Which it was 2 to 3 feet. I mean, and it wasn't going to get any worse than that. It was so freaking nice.
I played golf yesterday with Maddie, and it has been so hot. I just assumed it was going to be a steam bath, and it wasn't. It was beautiful. It never really got warm.
Yeah, today's going to be the same way.
Wow,
the wind's
nice.
going to be blowing a little different direction. But yeah, yesterday and today, golly, the weather, just like you said, just a reprieve from 98.
Right, sure.
It was hot.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing, Jeff. The water temperature is still 77 degrees.
Okay.
So whenever you're on the beach, it is literally like air conditioning. Even through that 97, 98, you were offshore and you weren't sweating. I mean, it was so nice. Now, as soon as you broke the jetties, it got inshore. It was downright ugly and hot. So yeah, just kind of things to take into consideration.
Okay.
I know we're going to talk fishing, but just real quick, it is a holiday weekend, and I would think with Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July probably two of the busiest weekends we have here on the First Coast. Just be extra careful.
Oh,
you
for
know what
sure.
I mean? This weekend.
Yeah.
Bring your patience with you. Everybody's going to go out, have fun, this, that, and the other, and there's going to be idiots. So just keep your head on a swivel.
I saw that they've got these new regulations that they've now put in where you have to have a reason to stop a boater. Like before, you could just do random stops and check. Whew, I get put to the test right away on a holiday weekend. I think I might be for some randoms on Monday. I'm just saying. I've been out there foolishly in my younger days on holidays on the river, and it's like driving a moped in LA traffic, man. Be careful out there.
No, I was talking to E before I got on the air, and he's like, "Man, I bet you're going to be out there." I'm like, "Hell no!"
Yeah.
I mean, I've done my time, throughout the years of having to fish holidays and stuff and weekends, and no, I will be nowhere near. I'll probably be on a dock having an adult beverage somewhere, watching the boat.
There you
go
go.
by.
Perfect.
Yep.
I'm with you. Just tell me when and where. Tell me, Kevin, from the outdoorsman perspective, this whole Guana preserve controversy that got knocked back. Where exactly is that parcel of land, and is it currently being fished or used, or is it just like preserved wetlands, or do you know?
Do you know where Neck Road is?
No, see, this is the problem. You're going to try and explain it to me.
Well, if you don't know where Neck Road is, it's basically, okay, let me ask you this. You remember where GL Ore House was?
Where what was?
The bar, GL's Ore House on Michler's Road and A1A?
Yes.
Okay, well, just take that property, which is in Neck Road is about a mile to the south of that. And then they were talking about the parcels of that land.
To the south of that on A1A?
No.
Oh, before you get to A1A, you would turn off of Michler's. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
That's right.
But after the roundabout. So between the roundabout and A1A.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
From the roundabout, all the way south of there.
There's like an outpost, little outdoor store there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's back in there. And how big is? Here's another question. How big is 600 acres? Like
it's unbelievably huge.
Huge. Okay.
I mean, it's the proposal for I know this is going to sound crazy. They may have gotten away with it if they would have said 100 acres or something. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I don't think anybody wanted that. And by the way, I thought it was really cool that everyone came together so fast. And
I wish that our county would come together on this overdevelopment that they're shoving down everyone's throat, and they're turning they're turning traffic and everything else. And I wish investigative journalism still existed in this country, and somebody from Action News or First Coast or somebody would go down to St. Johns County and start doing some digging into why we've got 58,000 Jiffy Lubes and PetSmarts. Well, God bless them both. I'm just saying they've turned the entire county into Beach Boulevard, and it's just unreal. Somebody got rich because you don't do it if not.
Again, you talk to Captain Kirk Waltz, and he's like, man, he goes, we were talking to him on Saturday. He goes, you just can't believe how nice our ramp is at Mayport now, and what they've done to it.
Yeah, Where's the money going? Where's it going?
St. Johns County. Okay, the only ramp we have really. At Volano, and it is just a total piece of crap.
I don't know how anyone doesn't ask questions down there, man. The county's got so big. Those commission meetings should be swarmed with people who've had enough. I hope y'all hear me down there in the SJC. Maybe there's one of the commissioners' husbands is listening or something. It's ridiculous how you've choked out the county to no benefit for any of us. That's the problem. So and didn't you ask yourself this question, Kev? I'm sorry to get all socioeconomic here. Who's benefiting? If the people who live there aren't benefiting, who is? Because someone is.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, nothing has improved. Like, to your point, they've stuffed it with a bunch of fast food and, Quickie Mart and all the stuff that no one needs that are all over town. They're not improving anything. And somehow property taxes go up. It's amazing, dude. Oh, what a grift.
And then they want to take away 600 acres.
It's crazy, bro. They're insane. They're just power, but they think it's the feudal ages of the 1200s, bro. We've got Twitter. Somebody go get them. Anyway. I digress, Kev. I digress. Doesn't take much. Am I speaking truths? Am I speaking truths?
No, I totally get it.
All right, you're an HJC resident. That's enough for me. And to hell with whoever else heard it and didn't like what they heard.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that I brought up on the outdoor show on last Saturday is, I grew up in Guana.
Mm-hmm.
My family was the caretaker of that property for years and years and years when nobody else was allowed on it, but my family basically. And when I say my family, there was a couple cousins, blah blah blah, but there was a handful of us. So I spent my entire teenage years on that property. And just the artifacts from the Timucua Indians and stuff that are on that property And they're going to go in there and bulldoze 600 acres. Oh man!
Now, did you, when you were a kid? I mean, I know we did this in Middle Tennessee. We would go out every year when they would till the fields plow the fields to play. They plant a lot of corn and stuff. We'd go out and go up and down the roads and find arrowheads.
Oh, it's loaded.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. You do that as a kid, man. That's fun. Gosh, that's fun.
Yeah. Oh,
every once in a while you find a perfect one. Like just how do you make this without a machine?
I've got some that are amazing.
God, those are cool pastimes.
Absolutely.
And I come down to Florida. My grandparents lived in Quincy, and we go fish on the Apalachicola River, which is kind of a place that's got very rocky bank, and I'd find them. Could find them in there too, which makes sense.
Yeah, you would find them in those different areas.
You keep a 7-year-old's attention while you're just sitting there waiting on a fish to bite. Because we did boring fishing now, Kev. We talk about, take a mussel or topper worms and throw it out in the middle of the channel and wait on a 30-pound catfiund. That'll take a while sometimes.
Yes. I had some of those kids this week, which was great.
Okay.
And they were like, hey, our dad's always told us that, we got to sit and be still and be quiet. I'm like, dude, you're good.
Yeah.
Just, have fun.
Yeah, that does not. And by the way, shame on all of us for ever using you'll scare the fish. The kid's running around on the bank. Let me tell you what scares the fish, that alligator over there, okay? Come on, man. Poor kids. We do it. I got the same lecture, and I gave the same lecture, doggone it. I'm not doing it to the grandkid. I'm never going to do it. Jump in if you want, kid.
That's right. That's exactly, yeah. As a grandparent, you're totally different.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out, little man. So how's the fishing?
Fishing's phenomenal.
Oh, nice.
For the last 2 weeks, it has just out of St. Augustine. I actually did a little speech engagement with Florida Yacht Club on Tuesday, and had a lot of questions. And I told them, it's as good as I've seen it in a long, long time.
Oh.
I mean, literally, the last 2 weeks. Out of St. Augustine, the big Spanish. When I say big Spanish, I'm talking 3 to 5 pounders. I'm not talking about little 12-inchers with a spoon.
Okay.
I'm talking hitting kingfish rigs. The kingfish. I've caught 3 cobia this week. I've had people right next to me catch sailfish this week. And this is all within 6 miles of the beach. Okay, we're not going very far.
Wow.
And also, and this will make Paul Dozier very happy. I've caught kingfish and a bunch of big jacks.
Old school soon, isn't it? In the old school in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, 14th.
Yeah, okay.
14th.
And so you got some registration deadlines that you can try and beat there. I think you go to oldschoolkingfishtournament.com.
Yep. And Paul will be with us tomorrow.
Okay,
for
cool.
a couple hours.
Give him my regards to the big fella.
Yep. So looking forward to that. But the weather looks like it's going to be amazing this weekend. A little bit of maybe south wind on Sunday and Monday. That is like 10 to 15. But you're going to be able to fish the beach if you want to. And there's plenty of fish on the beach. Talk to Captain Kirk Waltz. There's plenty of fish on the beach down in Mayport too. So it's going to be great. So that's all I can tell you. It's going to be a fantastic weekend.
Oh, that's just awesome, and a long one to do it too. But again, fish from the bank on Monday. That's my advice. Either surf fish or find you someplace, because the boating on Monday could be
and here's
absolute madness.
The one other thing that I talked about on the forecast show last night is that you're going to have a dead high tide early in the morning. Okay, so that's going to be a great tide. The big trout are still biting. If you just want to get out before the crowd and have a chance to go catch a big trout on topwater plug, leave at 6 a.m.
Okay.
You get out before the crowd. You got a great tide. And just even what you just said, Jeff, the water on the beach and around St. Augustine is just amazing. I mean, it's as pretty as you will ever see it.
Wow.
Ever.
That's it. I'm getting out to the beach this weekend. Period. End of story. End of discussion. This is how, next day I am. Blinders on. ET, you'll appreciate this.
All right.
Yeah. I had no idea Monday was a holiday. No idea. Yeah, I thought it was next week. I know there's one coming up here somewhere. So, and by the way, Monday is Memorial Day, and lest the word police get you, even if it comes from a place of love, don't tell anyone Happy Memorial Day, because then they'll tisk you and tell you it's a somber day, and you don't say Happy Memorial Day. So I'm doing everyone a favor. When Monday comes, dare you from a place of love, tell someone Happy Memorial Day, lest the word police get you.
Well, it used to be called Celebration Day.
Okay. That sounds like that's a happy occasion, no? Yeah. Anyway. All right, my man. Have a great day tomorrow. Enjoy the outdoor show. There he goes. That's Captain Kevin Favor, best in the business. Listen, there are some sports and some situations where the phrase, I've never seen that before, don't carry as much weight. But if you've got a UFC situation, a UFC dynamic, and the phrase, never seen anything like that, emerges, what in the world could you be dealing with? So apparently, E.T., there's this Russian reality show that they were filming in Thailand, and it was one of these Ultimate Fighter type reality shows where there's a captain for each team. You've seen those before, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the captains were John Bones Jones. You know John Jones, right?
Yes,
Best
sir.
UFC fighter all time, bar none. And then the other guy is, and you might know him, Nate Diaz. You remember Nate Diaz?
Yeah, I remember that
I think
name.
Nate may have beat Conor McGregor, maybe. Was that his claim to fame? But Nate Diaz is just kind of he also got beat by one of those Paul brothers in a boxing match. But anyway, the two captains are Nate Diaz and John Bones Jones. But Diaz is no longer a part of the program after a melee on the Russian reality show set. Videos emerging from the reality show, Jones and Diaz supposed to coach on The Ultimate Fighter. A physical altercation between Diaz and a contestant spiraled into a multi-man skirmish. Jones didn't get physically involved, but recounted the incident. We had one of our young fighters, a guy named Zalik. He was playing with Nate. He wanted to play fight with Nate. Nate kind of came in a little bit on edge. I think he had some previous beef with some Russian fighters, so he's a little bit on edge when he got in there. Play fighting with Nate was not the best idea.
Correct.
It became serious right away, and we had to replace Nate. So Diaz does have some former beefs with some Russian UFC fighters. Whatever the cause, John Bones Jones, and I don't even need to tell you what this man has seen in his life, just from hanging out with his brother Chandler alone. John Bones Jones described the brawl as unlike anything he'd seen in 17 years of MMA. I've been around the Bushido spirit for a long time, that martial arts spirit where everybody has a certain degree kind of rules you don't cross, like a martial arts spirit and everything. I don't think there's a lot of that here. Some guys are like warriors. Some guys are really just kind of street fighters. There's insults. There's weapons. This show, there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it. According to Diaz's teammate, Jake Shields, Diaz and his team left after the incident and flew home to California. Just another day in the UFC, baby. All right, that coaching list when we return. Matt Every joins the fray up next as well. It's a GFL Friday on 1010XL.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, it's the way the game was meant to be heard. Raw, real, and right in your ear.
Right side coming! Touchdown! Yeah!
Feel the energy on 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Attention business owners and property managers. Hurricane season is right around the corner. Is your property ready? Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter for expert storm drain cleaning and hydrojetting. Our powerful VACCON truck clears the way so your drains flow freely when the rain hits. Call 904-862-6769 today to schedule your service and protect your property before the storms start rolling in. Duck Duck Rooter, your trusted name in storm drain maintenance. Visit us at duckduckrooter.com. We are a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you ready to step up to luxury?
Check out the power of our exciting 2025 lineup, including the Lyriq, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Visti.
With over 15 electric Cadillacs in stock and more on the way, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and embrace luxury with a twist.
At Randy Marion, there are no tariffs. Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, and see why our electric lineup turns heads.
Don't miss out. Drive Cadillac, electric or gas. We have both. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and Resistol on approved credit.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring. Take our advice. Home business, affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Coast, I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
I'm Hacker, and I'll get you more Gator Chomps during the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. New episodes drop every Friday. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Anthony. Have you been charged with a crime? You don't have to face it alone. I'm here for you. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me. 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW in the 904.
Unlike those big corporate-owned stores, Beard's Diamonds doesn't rely on AI to help you find the right diamond. Beard's Diamonds specializes in DI, Diamond Intelligence. As Town Center's only locally owned jeweler with international connections, Beard's Diamonds is the smart choice for choosing the right jewelry for any occasion. Our Diamond Intelligence comes from years of helping your Jacksonville neighbors and connecting them to beautiful, dazzling diamonds from top designers like Tacori and Verragio. Diamond Intelligence is about finding the diamond that expresses what words can't and leaves her speechless. And Diamond Intelligence is tapping into partners from around the globe to find your true treasure without the middleman markups and bottom-line algorithms. Come experience the local, loyal, and helpful difference of Beard's Diamonds in Town Center, home of Diamond Intelligence. There's nothing artificial about it. Beard's Diamonds, proud to be Jacksonville's jeweler at the St. John's Town Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatcierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit cssoutdoor.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Cool lover boy this morning. So what you want to say sometimes as a sports fan, ET, just turn me loose. I've had all I can take. I can't take it no more. I want to pack my bags and fly. Turn me loose. Stinking Braves. Hey, that's it. I'm not going to go on. Why did I let it bother me? I got a full life. Blessed. Beautiful friend sitting 12 feet away from me. 2 more coming in. Can't beat the Nats. Turn me loose, Braves. Turn me loose. All right, we're back here on the drill. Atlanta does get Ronald Acuna Jr. back tonight as he returns from the ACL injury almost a year to the date of when he tore that anterior cruciate ligament. So I had a number. I'm going to save it for a little bit later and drop it again. I said it briefly yesterday, but the difference in how the Braves have performed with Acuna on the field and with him off the field is really, quite frankly, it's amazing. They're under 500, like 78 and 81 without him, and like 220 and 110 with him. So hopefully that can be a spark, and this baseball team can get on some kind of roll. Right now, they're just, they got out of that 0-7 hole. They're back to about 500. They got over 500. They lost 2 in a row to the Nats, for Pete's sake. We're nuts about the Nats, but come on, you got to get one. Lost last night in 10 innings. Austin Riley got thrown out at the plate in the 9th. Ooh, that hurts. And so it's a back home against the pod squad. I'd ask y'all earlier, if you had your choice of the college football coaches in this state right now, and I did this as part of a ranking of the top 25 Power 4 coaches, the best in 2025. And we'll kick this around in further detail later. And the top is exactly who you think it would be. It's interesting with Saban gone, there's not just like this immediate go-to. After you get past Kirby, and I think you probably have to say Ryan Day now that he's added the title to all the other good years, then where do you go? Is it still Dabo hanging around? Is it Dan Lanning at Oregon, who really hasn't won anything yet? I guess a Big Ten. And I also asked this subset of a question. If you're the coach at Florida State, and Miami, and you're only ranking the Power 4 coaches, and again, I haven't added it up. I'm going to guess there's probably 70 Power 4 schools. Well, 16, that's 32, maybe even less, probably about 70. It's probably like 16, 14, 16, and 18. I don't know, something to that effect. There's only 70 schools. If you're ranked 25th, you're 60th percentile. That's a D where I went to college. So let's don't get all excited. If your coach isn't in the top 5, you've got a really long odds to being a national title contender.
According to this quick Google search, there's 68 Power 4.
Yeah, there's only 68. So top 25, ooh, boy, yippee. But nonetheless, and don't even get me started if you're not in the rankings. So just real quickly at the very top, yeah, you bet it is. The only 2 proven guys. Are these the only guys? No, 3, actually. Let's throw Dabo in there at 3, who is somehow got through just kind of a little bit of a lull there at Clemson, and then certainly, but it's not like they were sub 500 by any stretch. But now back with a highly touted quarterback, they'll be a playoff team this year. They'll win the ACC again this year. They've again kind of reestablished themselves as the power player in the conference. But Kirby Smart, number 1. Last year he was number 1. King stays the king. Unanimous choice at number 1 among the panel. And if you're a Florida fan, you know what that feels like. When you had Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, you get those kind of kudos. But more importantly, those kudos come because these dudes win every year at a high level, over and over. They're not going away, period. As long as Kirby Smart's at Georgia, those jokers are going to be 10-2 minimum. Maybe not minimum. 10-2 baseline expectation. Playoff team almost every year. Just as they would have been at Florida under Spurrier, just as they would have been in Florida under Urban Meyer. Best coach in the SEC by a mile. And firmly in place there. Ohio State, Ryan Day is number 2, and Dabo is 3. Those are the three have won, titles, especially recently. And so anybody after that, to me, is a pretender. You're all pretenders. You can all pretend that you're up in that group. You're just not. College football doesn't have a whole bunch of heavyweight coaches right now. There have been eras where there were a lot sturdier, a lot larger group of big-name accomplished coaches. Big-name accomplished coaches have been in programs for a long time. We're light on that right now in college football. After those first 3, you got guys starting what they hope can be legacies at title-winning programs, but they certainly haven't done it yet. Steve Sarkisian at Texas is 4. Dan Lanning at Oregon is 5. Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame is 6. All 3 fit in the category I just described. Then you get James Franklin at Penn State, who settles at 7. And if you can't see by now, if you don't know by now that Penn State's not going to win a national title under James Franklin, he's not that guy, then just keep watching. And he's a good coach. Going to be a playoff coach. Seems like if he had that quality, it would have shown already. Seems like. Brian Kelly, LSU. There's another one. Kalen DeBoer is getting made a a title game appearance, in fact, with Washington. He still carries that with him as well, even though Alabama only 9-3 a year ago. Matt Campbell at Iowa State seems high. Kyle Whittingham at Utah seems okay. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss from the SEC. Lincoln Riley at 13. Boy, there wasn't long ago Lincoln Riley was number 1 on the national list. 13th among the top 25 Power 4 coaches. Still no Billy Napier. Still no Mario Cristobal. Still no Mike Norvell. 14, Chris Kleeman of Kansas State, because of course. 15, Lance Leopold of Kansas. So according to at least this ranking, Kansas and Kansas State and Iowa State, they all have better coaches than Florida, Florida State, or Miami. Again, at least by this opinion. Number 16, Tennessee, Josh Heupel. If you're taking Lance Leopold over Josh Heupel, knock yourself out. 17, Jeff Brom. 18, Kenny Dillingham. This is embarrassing. Can we get an emergency session of the state Senate? Do some sort of proclamation. I'm 18 deep in a list of top 25 of only 68. I still can't get the U, FSU, or the Gators to show up. And again, I asked this question, probably better ask of non-FSU, Miami, or Florida fans. Who would you take of those three? If you're an LSU fan today, who would you want? Alabama, Oregon. All right, let's go to 19. 19, Kirk Ferentz. I mean, for the love of Pete, do we have a top 20 coach in this state? Number 20, Mario Cristobal. Here's what they write. I'm always interested to see the wide range of opinions on Cristobal. Weren't as far-ranging this year. Hurricanes went 10-3, helped develop the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Doesn't hurt he avoided any boneheaded coaching decisions last year. That's fair. Those really dogged him. There's Cristobal at 20. That's pitiful, by the way. Kurt Cignetti of Indiana is 21. Rhett Lashley of SMU is 22. Brett Bielema of Illinois is 23. Eli Drinkwitz of Missouri is 24. So, well, there you go. Either Mike Norvell or Billy Napier is not even ranked in the top 25 of not all coaches, just the Power 4 coaches. Number 25 is Mike Norvell. Norvell rocketed into the top 10 last year after an undefeated season, only to be snubbed by the playoff. Last year slipped on a banana peel. Good news, still clinging to a spot in the top 25. Bad, he's only 33-27 overall, 2020 in the ACC. The really bad news is Google Trends has seen a spike in Mike Norvell buyout searches in northern Florida. So what that means is Billy Napier doesn't show up in the top 25. And I just got to say, that's pitiful. There's 68 coaches in Power 4. If you've got a coach going into his 4th or 5th or 6th year, and this speaks to Norvell and Cristobal for that matter, and he's 20 or 25, you did an awful crappy job of picking your coach. And that, God bless Billy Napier, go get him, kid. Go get 11-1. Knock yourself out. Bounce back, Mike Norvell, and show him. But, man. All right, let's just, where do we find the old Billy Napes, by the way? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to have to hit the 26 to 68 tab. 26, Kalani Sitake, BYU. 27, PJ Fleck, Minnesota. 28, Shane Beamer, South Carolina. 29, Mike Elko, Texas A&M. 30, Brent Key, Georgia Tech. 31, Dave Dorn, NC State. 32, Matt Rule, Nebraska. 33, Deion Sanders, Colorado. 34, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State. 35, Sonny Dykes, TCU. 36, Mark Stoops, Kentucky. 37, Pat Narduzzi, Pittsburgh. 38, Dave Aranda, Baylor. 39, Jed Flish, Washington. 40, Luke Fickle, Wisconsin. 41, Willie Fritz, Houston. 42, Rich Rod, Rutgers. 43, Manny Diaz, Duke. 44 for Manny. 45, Billy Napier. Holy hockey sticks. Listen, man, you can be as cynical as you want. Whoever puts Billy Napier 45 out of 68 is either a hater or a moron. That's way too harsh. I'm not saying you got to be number 5, but 45, come on, man. You're higher than 45 if you get the number 1 quarterback in the country to come to your team. Period. End of story. Whatever you do from there, you're higher than 45 that you can recruit a top 10 class year after year. So I am not on the Billy Napier for next college football savant train, but 45 out of 68 behind the names that I just mentioned. Come on, man. At the very least, it's a razor-thin margin between Napier and Norvell in my mind. And I don't say that from a place of fandom because Florida football is in the toilet or has been in the toilet. You're listening to The Drill. We'll join Matt Every will join us when we come back on the other side. Looking forward to that. It's a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life. We got the quarterback whisperer today. We're talking footwork. Footwork, not the game, footwork. All that and more next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hi, I'm Troy Aikman.
I'm John Fox.
This is Heisman Trophy winner Gino Torretta on 1010XL.
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 92.5 FM.
Hey, gang, you know what spring means in the real estate biz. It's selling season. Spring selling season is here. Rates are down. Activity is up. Now is the best time in years to sell your home. That's what my friends Chad and Sandy Newman are telling me, and they want to let you know that they are there for you to make your home selling experience unbelievably easy and make it hit your target right on the nose. You can guarantee it before the process starts. More on that in a second. Hiring experts to maximize equity and minimize hassle, that's the key. Whether you want guaranteed no-hassle home sell, or you worried you need repairs, or it won't sell for a good price, wrong, and wrong. You see, Chad and Sandy make you this guarantee. Your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. That's why they're the local real estate experts I trust and recommend, with no required costly repairs, and you can pick your move date. Go to chadandsandy.com right now and set your appointment. That's chadandsandy.com. Or call them at 904-414-6200. Call Chad and Sandy today.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
A chipped windshield can turn into a big problem fast. Lauren Brooks here. Trust Novus Glass of Jacksonville for expert repair and replacement. Call 904-289-2905 for Novus Glass in Orange Park. 904-289-2905.
Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet. Even my family is obsessed. And with Father's Day right around the corner, why not surprise Dad with his own custom garage workspace? Tool storage, workbenches, the whole works. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes Dad's. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out The Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At The Y Summer Camps, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
The NBA playoffs are here, and there's no better place to catch the action than Hurricane Grill and Wings. With slam dunk specials like $3.75 Miller Lite drafts, plus fresh, never frozen wings in over 30 flavors, and big screens everywhere. This is your home for all the games. Handcrafted cocktails, bold flavors, big plays. Don't just watch the games, experience them at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5.
Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Septic Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Florida State Baseball takes the field starting their 2025 ACC tournament run today as the number 2 seed, facing 7th seeded Duke in the quarterfinals at 3 at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park in North Carolina. The Seminoles earned the number 2 seed with a 17-10 conference record, marking their highest seeding since 2014. They will send junior ace Jamie Arnold to the mound to start the game. Duke advanced to the quarterfinals after a 4-3 win over Pittsburgh. The winner of today's game will face the winner of the North Carolina versus Boston College matchup in the semifinals on Saturday. Last night, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp fell to the Memphis Ruppers 5-3 at the VyStar Ballpark, marking their second consecutive loss in their 6-game series. Game 4 of the series will be tonight at first pitch at 7:05. It's 71 degrees at 7:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
This is how we do. It's
It's Friday. There's no you know it. You know, Dan's gone.
He's gone.
Matt, you want to stream? I don't know. You're not afraid. Matt Every joins us in the studio. Matty, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, good to be here.
We celebrate because it's... Hey! Oh! Keep it clean. Wait till the 9 o'clock hour.
Oh, we got it.
Matt is so. Let me take inside the mind of Matt Every, two-time winner on PGA Tour. You know, PGA Tour millionaire Matt Every. Let me tell you what he's most looking forward to. And by the way, our little birdie's spread his wings. He's all broadcasting all over the globe. I mean, you find him is there a platform you won't do? We'll get to that in just a second. But my man.
Yeah, one we're watching right now.
There you go.
There you go.
WNBA, Caitlin Clark. Matt's most looking forward to coming today, not to share his experiences from the PGA, not to talk about the new Jaguars coaching staff, not to ponder what will be of college football this season. No, he came in for the number one reason that Matty came in today, E.T., the 9 o'clock nasty.
Yep, he did. We got a lot going on.
Look at him. He's like, no denials. We got a lot going on. Listen, I had to preview some of the, quote, nasty. I don't know if they all are going to make the floor today, E. I had to preview a couple of them yesterday. Maddie and I played golf, and, I'm going to have to preview it. How you been, man? Good? I see you everywhere now. So we're doing, what is this, is it on Golf Channel, the Monday show?
8 o'clock Monday night.
8 o'clock Monday night.
Well, it's either 8 or 11.
Okay, it depends where you live.
Depends what they got going on that week. Depends how slow they are.
All right.
8 o'clock.
It's gambling.
It's called The Drop. No, not really.
Good.
I mean, we have a gambling segment in there, but it's not directed towards gambling.
So what are you doing? Just kind of doing
previewing the upcoming week, basically, and having some of my buddies on there. The first couple episodes, we had Spieth, Luke Clanton.
Okay,
on the first
the
one.
FSU guy.
Yep, and then just won the Ben Hogan Award, Luke Clanton.
Okay.
And then
that makes him a peer of yours.
Same club.
Yeah.
And then Webb Simpson.
Ben Hogan Award, by the way, is like the Heisman for college golfers. Matt's got one of them too. I like the old school Gator Golf logo. You got
they're getting ready to tee it up here out in Carlsbad National
You're excited
Championship.
about that, huh? Those are fun.
Big time for Gator sports, right? And it's a great time to be a Florida Gator right now.
Well, it's hot.
It used to be. You asked what I've been up to. I haven't seen you. Last time I was here. Listen to this, dude. I need you to go back and clip this.
I'm good.
The last time I was here, Luka just got traded the day before.
Right.
I came in here. I swear. I said, watch Dallas get the first pick in the draft and get Cooper
and sure
Flag.
enough, they did.
Yes.
Yeah. Not a good trade for Dallas anyway.
Still not a great trade. Yeah.
Although if you knew you were getting Cooper Flag and you got Cooper Flag and AD for Luka, it would be more considerable.
You think Cooper, a good 5 to 10 solid years out of Cooper is better than a good 5 to 10 solid years out of Luka?
No, but you get AD for a solid 3 to 5 too. That's what I'm saying.
You get AD for like
AD's way better than we dismiss him. You're being
you're getting him for 30% of the season.
Yeah, it's a little more than that, but he is injury prone. That's fair. At the end of the day, I'm not going to come here with any sort of side argument that you trade Luka. You never do
That's not even the point of the story.
The
You
point
asked
was
what I was
your
doing. Yes,
foresight.
I was working the tour event in San Antonio.
Okay.
And it just so happened to
I love San Antonio.
coincide. So do I now. And it just so happened to coincide with the Final Four the same week.
Yeah, right.
So,
You sent me a piece of video. You decided you'd go up in the rafters there for the championship game. How fun was that? Did you go to both, or you could only go to the final?
I went to the final.
Okay.
One of the best nights of my life.
Yeah.
That didn't involve.
Had you been to any of these other Gator championships?
I've been to two. Yes, I'd been to the football one when we beat Ohio State when Ted Ginn ran the kickback.
Out in Arizona.
Yes. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so this is your first basketball one.
Basketball one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The basketball Final Four, if your team is really good, is so fun. You get two. If you're a basketball fan, that NCAA tournament in total.
Dude, the last 10 minutes of that game were so intense. Just being there. And then just the overall setup for a Final Four.
It's cool. It's like a celebration. It's
Well,
a festival
I was just saying, like, San Antonio is a pretty sick setup because you have the Riverwalk that's walkable
awesome
to the
place.
Alamo Dome.
Our best friends live in San Antonio.
Yeah, and it was just perfect. You know, after the game, you could go back to there. It was a great time.
So,
And
but back
tons
to
of
your
Gator
point,
fans.
there's a lot. The Gator golf teams have played well.
Gator softballs.
Didn't Gator track
Gator
or somebody
baseball.
won a natty? I think this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gator baseball has emerged. They're on into the. They're going to make it into an NCAA regional. It looked like they might not at one point. The softball team is hosting in a super regional.
Yes, my daughter's going this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
She's a big Gator softball.
Okay.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I like it. I like to hear it. So yeah, the Gators have been, absolutely red hot.
So that's what I've been. What's been going
Focusing
on? What's
on-
been going on with you?
Oh, the Gator?
Yeah.
Just here doing the thing, man. Following all this Jag stuff. Following the golf season gets up and going, and the majors kind of carries through the summer. I've been, flailing and treading water with the Braves, who just frustrate
doing
me every
great.
night. Yeah, they just frustrate me every night. It's just a frustrating 162. It's almost like baseball is like a penance for sports fans that the God's little G give you. Because if you're not a baseball fan, you don't really understand the kind of. Even if you're a football fan, you don't understand it because it's a
You think it's
day-to-day
just the
trip.
length of the year.
Yeah,
Or the
and
length of the
it's
season?
playing every day. If your if your Jags go off the rails, honestly, even the most hardcore obsessive is over by Tuesday or Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But if your baseball team goes off there and they lose Monday, oh god, and then they lose Tuesday, and then you might not be over it till next Thursday.
Yeah.
So baseball is just it's a passion, man, and it's more bad than good. It just is.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's more like me out there.
I don't know about
in
that.
some form or fashion. So you walked with
Yes.
Rory and Scotty and Xander day one at the PGA, and we were talking about Scotty's PGA win. They moved on to Colonial. We're going to talk a little more golf than normal today. Having Maddie in studio with us.
Do we have Murphy coming in today?
I don't know. I texted Daniel. He kind of sent out yesterday like he had a little want to. So I don't know. We'll see. We've got Denny today for sure. You want to talk youth baseball? My man is like up to his eyeballs in youth baseball. Youth sports. I mean, it's just, and I remember those days, man. You get caught in that tsunami and it spits you out like 6 years later.
I have a lot of questions for Daniel.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We'll wait and see if.
All right. So yeah, I had Rory and Scotty and Xander.
And we were talking about Scotty, and even compared to Rory, but like to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it's a pretty simple description of why is Scotty so much better than everyone else. And I just think of it like this, man, watching over and over. It's like and I'm making for you. His pie, you know, the pie for the tour is out here at like a 90-degree angle on where their shot may go. The errant shots are going to hit these peripheries. And then Scotty, you just whoop, you make that pie about half as big. And his misses, whether it's driving off the tee or approaches to the greens, are just X percentage tighter, better, and closer than everyone else.
Yeah, I mean,
does his B+ game beat everybody else's A game?
It's kind of like his floor is higher than everyone else's.
It seems like that way.
And he's also the ultimate, combination of power and precision. I mean, he's not short. He's not long. He's not as long as Xander and Rory, but he's not short. I mean, maybe 10 yards behind them, 15, on most of his drives. But Scotty plays the correct shot every time. I mean, let's go back to like Augusta this year with Scotty. That opening round he played was surgical.
Okay.
I mean, it was tough conditions. Started blowing a little in the afternoon. He had a late tee time. He shot 4 under, and it looked like he was going to run away with that tournament, with that round of golf. He didn't. Rory ended up winning. The next week at Hilton Head, he did the same exact thing on the opening round. He went out and it was just surgical. Didn't get anything out of it. And I think it's been there all year for him, really. It's just taken him a little bit to click. But how funny is it how quick the narrative changes out there on the tour? I mean, we gave Rory McIlroy the Player of the Year after Augusta.
E.T., did I not say? I said, I'm telling you right now, by the time we get to the middle of summer, Scotty Scheffler will be the story in golf again.
Yeah,
I said that. I believe he's too good. He's too consistent.
Well, look, and right now this week, I mean, we got a guy at 7 under, but second place is 4 under. Scotty's shot a pedestrian 2 under yesterday. Here's what's going to happen is he's going to win this tournament by 3 or 4 shots.
As you walk with Rory and Scotty and Xander, is there a vibe there with those guys at all?
Man, it was, that group, Thursday, first of all, was slammed in Charlotte last week.
Crowd-wise?
Oh, my gosh, packed. Every
such
single
thing
hole.
as too packed, by the way.
Every single hole was packed. It was more than like TPC I've ever seen. It's
a bit, yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah.
That's a great thing. What was the vibe? Well, as far as like the star power that they packed, the effort they gave Thursday morning was extremely low T. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
wasn't great. None of them did. I mean, Scotty got it in at 2 under par, and it felt like 2 over.
Yeah, he had his C+ game.
And Rory drove it terrible, but then you would come to find out that his driver.
But so was Scotty's.
Failed, but we didn't find out about Scotty's till after the week was over.
But maybe because one was still driving it at least okay.
Or
maybe Scotty had the pulse too.
Or maybe because all the attention was still on Rory last week, and even though Scotty just won the week before by 15 shots or whatever it was, we weren't really paying.
Yeah,
we slept on him.
I mean, wouldn't you say if you had the option?
I think the golfing world slept on Scotty.
Yeah, maybe overall. That's fair, but I'm just saying.
I mean, we just watched the number one. We just watched the number one player in the world win by. I think it was 9 shots, or was it 8 or 9 shots?
I think it may have by 7 or 8.
Okay, whatever. But we just watched him
set the all-time low score though.
Torch the field at Byron Nelson. Yeah, the number one player in the world torched the field, and he was the same odds as Rory to win the PGA.
Yeah.
But getting back to Rory's driver, something to pay attention to the rest of the year, I think. Like he struggled twice. He struggled twice with his driver this year. One was when he switched to the new driver. He ended up having a buddy Uber his driver back to Orlando. Do you remember that earlier this year?
During Bay Hill?
I think it was like the 3rd round or something.
He just fed up with his new driver.
Like,
got to the point he's
I was driving it so good. Give me my old one back.
Okay.
And then he's been with that old one through Augusta, and then this one fails. And Thursday he drove it about as bad as.
It's amazing that even the best in the world at striking the golf ball can get such a comfort level with the club that it's got to be between the ears, doesn't it?
Maybe a little. Like it's crazy how you could break something, get the exact same setup in there, the exact same loft. I mean, to the T, same shaft, everything.
Different.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It'll never be. It
Some
will
composition
never be the same.
A little bit different.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to span the globe, talk a lot of sports as we move through the morning. Got Matt Every in studio with us. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back with a 10-minute drill. So let's hit some of the sports world's headlines. That includes the Colonial. It includes the NBA Finals. Got some coaching lists that we'll kick around as we move through the morning as well. You're hearing it all here on a GFL Friday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Is serviced by the local family-owned company for home comfort and your statewide mechanical partner for the biggest projects, Lloyd's Heating and Air.
This morning's Downtime with Dan comes from On the Road. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it to the test. BGD, Big Game Dan, one of the self-glosses of my life. I've monikered myself many different names. This one, Big Game Dan, and he has to come through. We will be in the Garden tonight to watch the Knicks and the Pacers game 2, season on the line. Must win for the Knicks. Lose, it's over, it's done. I'm depressed, and I'm finito. I'm no longer Big Game Dan. I'm putting it all on the line tonight. I'm calling my shot. Knicks, even the series against Indiana.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. From the edge of your radio to the edge of your seat. Showtime! Feel the excitement of live play-by-play.
And this place is rocking right now.
On 1010XL.
Hey, certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Why? Experience, expertise, knowledge. That's Reed Wingate. That's Janice Cobb. That's Scott Regner. That's Dan Abel. That's Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan. Those are the ITP partners, man. You know what they do? They sit down with you individually, listen to you, and then they give you tell them what you want. They give you your strategy to get your goals met. And it's really easy to get in the game with ITP Partners. They're always there to help. For more info, simple. Chris at ITBPartners.com. Chris at ITBPartners.com or call 312-9751. 312-9751. They're ITP Partners, gang. They're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC expert, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hayes Carline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise Free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. And you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor, climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. From now until May 28th, we're holding our big diamond sale, and now's the best time to buy a quality diamond of a carat or more. Here are a few reasons. First, there's severe upward pressure on rough diamonds, with 4 price increases already this year. Most of this has yet to hit the polished market, so they're diamonds for sale at the old prices. Next, our diamond cutters asked us to house their inventories of existing big diamonds so we could sell them here prior to them being offered to the jewelry trade in Las Vegas. This allows us the ability to sell from their vast stock at brokerage prices you have to see to believe. All of these diamonds are graded for cut, color, and clarity with independent laboratory grading reports. Now, along with this vast collection of big diamonds, we put all of our own meticulously selected loose diamonds and engagement-style rings on sale at prices from 3% to 25% off. We also take trade-ins, but remember, this sale ends May 28th at Underwood San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3,
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Hey, Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's
Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks, and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Power bill just went up again? Why keep paying more? Clay Solar can wipe that electric bill out. Right now, they'll cover your first 6 months' payments. Visit claysolar.com today to schedule your free consultation. claysolar.com.
Hey, May is Skin Cancer and Melanoma Awareness Month. Thinking here from my friends at Beaches Dermatology. They want you to be aware of that, but they want you to live that every single day. In other words, they want you to protect your skin from the sun. The oven's on here in Jacksonville, Florida, man. You're outside for a lengthy period of time, and you got to put that hat on, cover those ears up. Long sleeve dry fits, sunscreen, whatever it takes. Take care of your skin, and that's what the folks at Beaches Dermatology, Doctors Boudreaux, Doctors Metz, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery, they'll help you do just that. I've been going there for decades, man. I couldn't speak any more highly of a group of doctors. They take great care of me. They check out my skin. If I see something, I ask them. And listen, if you see something, go get it checked out. There's lots of locations to serve you. Best bet, go to beachesdermatology.com. That's right, go online. Find the location best to serve you. Make your appointment. You'll be glad you did. beachesdermatology.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Are you 18 years or older? Just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. I'm here to share that the Gator Bowl is actually a year-round organization. We're known for the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl football game, which has been a Jacksonville staple for more than 80 years. Off the football field, the Gator Bowl has also hosted the annual Florida State baseball game, a champion of local youth through Gator Bowl charities, and a strong networking organization of local individuals and companies through our membership. We're actually looking to grow membership, which is an affordable, fun way for you to get involved and give back to our community. To learn more, visit GatorBowl.com for more information.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit it.
All right, let's go through some of the news from the sports world. We call it the 10-minute drill. We package it up nice and neat for you. Look, it's dangerous in sports to proclaim anything, but I don't know if I could properly express the level of surprise I'm going to have if Oklahoma City doesn't win at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the best team. They got the best player. They play the best defense. They are embarrassing Minnesota. They're working them silly, and they're about to win. Maybe Minnesota gets one at home, and it's 4-1, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Oklahoma City didn't put. But what is it you say? Belt to where?
BTA.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go BTA on them in Game 3 and just go ahead and make this thing a non-starter moving forward. So Minnesota will have to win Game 3. They've been blown out twice at home by the MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one-time Gator.
Really?
Signing or
signing.
Commit. It was a commitment, and then
it does feel like both of the NHL and the NBA right now. I mean,
Florida on the NHL side is the one flexing.
Yeah.
They look like they're going to win, no matter who comes from the West, and it looks like Oklahoma City's going to win no matter who comes from the East. But we'll find out. We have an embedded reporter tonight. We've sent Dan Hicken on the road on assignment where he'll be in MSG for
Big Game Dan.
Game 2 of the Big Day. I didn't want to say this to him yesterday because he was already down. All right. Big Game Dan was a self-proclaimed thing, and it coincided with being accurate a couple of times. But we've sent Big Game Dan on the road for some must-wins here of late, and he's come home with squat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, with his pockets out. So if you're buying in if you're a Knicks fan buying in Big Game Dan, I think I'd rather put my money on Big Game, Brunson.
But also, this is the biggest game that they could possibly have. Like, if they lose this, it's over.
Absolute must-win.
Yeah,
that's correct.
it's over.
It might be over after blowing that, 19-point lead on Wednesday night in Game 1. It might be, but I enjoy the NBA playoffs, especially when you get to this point. You got 4 pretty good teams, and you got superstars that are playing, and they're making plays. I'll give them credit, man. Like, even in that game the other day, stars are making plays.
Did you stick with that game all the way through?
I did. Well, here's what I do. I watch first half. I go to bed. I get up, watch second half in the morning before I look at anything. So I don't know what's happened. I may as well be watching it at 10:30 at night, and then I watch it out that way.
I was watching the end of it, and I saw a little bit of they made a couple threes to come back, but then Cat made a layup to push it back to 7, I believe, with around like 30 seconds left.
Yeah, crazy.
And I had the under in the hockey game, so I just flipped over and I was watching that. And then I woke up.
I heard what you said there.
I woke up in the morning and I see the headlines and I'm like, there's no way. There is no way. And that was just freaking nuts, man.
From the text line, I thought Ant was the man. Anthony Edwards ain't the problem. Ant is the man. He's a really good player, second leading scorer. Oklahoma City's better. And they play great D. I said this stat earlier. I heard someone say this stat. I don't know how you beat a team that has the MVP and can score like they do, and they're number 1 defense against the 3 in the NBA, and they're also number 1 defense in the paint in the NBA. You tell me, in a league that no longer shoots mid-range jumpers, how you're going to beat a team with the MVP who's number 1 defending the 3 and number 1 defending the paint.
Do you think
seems impossible to me?
Do you think it's just the small market in them that is the reason they get slept on a little bit, like Oklahoma City?
I don't know if they're slept on. They won 68
I feel
games.
Like they are a little bit still publicly.
If you're, I don't know. They're not. I don't know if they hadn't been the number 1 seed. I don't know if they were slept on, bro. I think people were picking them to win. I don't know. We'd have to go back to experts pick the playoffs.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Well, there's this Lakers supernova with now Luka that takes every bit. Then you had the whole Steph, Jimmy Butler. So
you got
your
Joker,
point,
you got
to your
Ant,
point, there were other stories, but I think part of the reason those stories were being sold to you is everyone assumed OKC was going to win. They're really, like I said, the defense in combo with the offense makes it awfully tough out. Awfully tough out if you don't do that. We talked college coaches last segment, or yes. I did.
I walked in on that segment.
Yeah. So
I'm not as gung ho.
I know you are.
Napier as you are.
I guess what I need to say is this. This is how I would answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to not be gung ho. It's another to agree with a suggestion that out of 68 Power 4 coaches, Billy Napier is 45th, because, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
They won back-to-back games against top 10 teams that they knocked out of playoff contention, not top 10 teams playing out the string, top 10 teams that came to Gainesville with urgency, finished the season on a 5-game win streak, went 8-5, will start the season in everybody's top 15. If you think a coach that has grown a program to that level is number 45, you're a Gator hater. That's a fact. Now, here's what happens with Gator fans.
A Gator hater.
No,
I'm definitely glass half full too. Maybe not 45.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Maybe not 45. And yes, there are a ton of little. There's so many things that go into the overall job of
that's correct.
A head coach.
Well, here's what happens
as far as like coaching.
Well, that's a work in progress.
Game day coaching.
Yeah, that's where the biggest.
He might be 45.
That's where, and that might be true. But if you and by the way, there have been other coaches who manifested that way. You got to learn on a big stage,
Mm-hmm.
Billy Napier, coming from Louisiana Monroe. There are aspects to that program.
When Les Miles was kicking butt at LSU, and if they would have ran this poll, where would you have put him?
Billy Napier or Les Miles?
Les Miles.
I probably would. I always thought Les Miles was a good coach. I didn't mind that riverboat gambler. I grew up watching Bobby Bowden do that kind of thing. So I would have. Les Miles always ranked high for me. I probably would have helped him, in my opinion of him, that he had success against Florida when Florida was at its best.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I was okay with Les Miles. Of course, he's gone off and not done much anywhere else.
The river, it's not the riverboat gambler in him that is the tie there for me, but I feel like there's a little bit of a tie there as far as
making
just persona
public
and just
mistakes.
Yeah, or just the way they everything.
Yeah,
I don't know. The first interview Billy Napier ever gave, when he was hired as the football coach, I believe it was the third quarter of the UCF Florida bowl game or something, and he had just got brought on. And when he gave that interview, I was like, man, he better be a hell of a recruiter, because that was tough.
Well, I mean, again, at the end of the day, we could where Billy Napier's program sits right now is on a 5-game win streak with 2 wins over top 10 teams with what some would say a top 5 quarterback in the country with an expectation of being a top 15 team. You can't take over a 4-8 football program and be top 15 preseason with a first-round quarterback and a 5-game win streak if you're not a top 25 coach. That's the fair way to look at Billy Napier, despite the incredibly bitter beginning and first couple of years. And by the way, maybe it is just a DJ Lagway story, and I've said it's more a Lagway story.
That schedule fell right into our lap a little bit.
But there's the toughest schedule in football, Matty.
Well, I know, but the SEC's just
how did it
beating
fall
up on each other.
Okay,
we got them at home.
Listen to me. Yeah, you got them at home.
Florida State stunk. I mean, there was a lot of things.
I'm talking about LSU, Ole Miss. Those teams were in the playoff hunt. They needed that win.
They won 5 in a row to close.
Yeah, that was
out
part
the
of
year.
this of the year.
That in there, yes,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's not again. I'm not describing Kirby Smart. I'm not trying to say, so, well, what do you mean they're not a playoff team? I'm trying to be realistic.
Okay, how about this? If we could wipe the slate clean right now as a Gator fan, no coach, how many coaches out of those, how many say we're on that list? 64, 68?
Yeah.
Okay, out of those 68 coaches, how many would it take for you to get to Billy Napier to be the head coach at the University of Florida? If you could have your pick out of the 68,
there's not near as many as you're intimating. I mean, if you want Matt Rule, you can have again. I'll tell you. I mean, I'll tell you, there is a lot of. At the end of the day, we're splitting an awful lot of hairs here because if you're not, if your team isn't led by Kirby Smart or Ryan Day or Dabo Swinney
I'm with you. Recruiting matters a ton.
And not just for recruiting. I'm not talking about recruiting. Those are the only 3 that have proven they can run the gamut of the entirety of dominating college football. They're the only 3. So now there's another little group of Dan Lanning and Brian Kelly and Steve Sarkisian and, that group that's come close, but never, James Franklin, they never actually won anything. And then after that, it's Billy and everyone else. Billy and Lane Kiffin, Billy and this guy, Billy. Anyone who's never done anything is the same as Billy. Anyone who's never been to a playoff is the same as Billy. So that's why I'm not going to have to your point, I would surprise you, and I wouldn't have 41 names I would take over Napier.
I know he's beat him last year, but Napier, same as Kiffin.
I'm just saying your chance of winning has been proven right now. You're not winning with Kiffin. You're not winning with Lane Kiffin. He's fun. He's a darling. He has offense. He's got a personality. He's active on Twitter.
Maybe at Ole Miss you're not winning with.
Well, he's been to USC and Tennessee. How many jobs does he need? How many?
Hadn't been to Florida yet.
How many? We're going to go to break. That's the 10-minute show. Tell them what they win, E.T. Somehow I became the Billy Napier supporter there. That was funny. It's probably good for me.
I got a pair of tickets to see Styx and REO Speedwagon live at Daly's Place. That's happening June 2nd. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, but one lucky winner can hit me up right now to win a pair of tickets. 904-641-1010. I'll let your boy.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
I'm Mr. Rurik. Let me officially welcome you to
1010XL, where we make sports fantasies happen.
Yes!
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beard's has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses in fine print. Beard's has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beard's doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned, with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beard's Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barry here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barry Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Hey, Hicken here, and every Friday I'll help you put together your sports weekend so you know where you want to go and what you want to do. Watch for Musings with the Media Mogul on YouTube and Facebook, locked down by Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach.
Plumbing problems, AC not blowing, septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We handle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning all under one roof. That's one call, one company, and one bill that won't give you a heart attack. For fast, reliable, and slightly ducky service, call 904-862-6769 or waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Keep your ball out of the rough with the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Get great golf tips from the experts every Saturday morning at 10. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour on 1010XL.
What's happening, Googans? ET here, and it's time to make those summer break plans, and Clay County is calling. From paddleboarding on Doctors Lake to reeling in the big one on Black Creek or cruising the St. Johns River, there's no better place to dive into warm weather fun. Enjoy live music, local festivals, food trucks, and fireworks lighting up the night. Discover scenic parks, hidden trails, and must-visit local gyms. Your summer adventure starts here. Visit exploreclay.com.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's Glass. Those beautiful custom glass shower enclosures, maybe a new mirror, a glass tabletop. They can even replace your foggy or cracked glass without having to replace the whole window. Lee and Kate's is local. They're family-owned. They've been a part of our community since 1926. Boy, they've taken care of me, including our brand-new offices at Walk-Off Charities. They did a great job. I promise they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
Ever wonder where your food comes from? Get back to the good old days with fresh produce delivered to you from local family farms. Subscribe today at doorbellfarms.com, connecting real people with real family farms.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm not on Twitter. I like for my manners to be as good as they can at most times. But the lack of civility that exists for some of you brothers in social media, I don't know how you can tolerate it. My sensibilities can't tolerate it. Dan's can. He loves the Twitter. He's on it all the time. He's on social media. He seems to use it more for either entertainment or research purposes. But there's a phrase that comes up sometimes when you're talking about what happens to folks on social media that I wonder if we are approaching dealing with it the right way. I mean, there's got to be some line you can or not cross, when it comes to your verbiage that doesn't involve, some sexuality or social aspect that people want to throw at you. And so I would suggest, as I read the headline of a story here, Liam Hendriks is a pitcher for the Red Sox who's, by the way, I'm pretty sure Liam Hendriks overcame testicular cancer to fight his way back into Major League Baseball. But Hendriks says he's received death threats. He and his wife targeted on social media. Well, I'm here to suggest, as a non-entity in the social media sphere, so you guys handle it however you were with your kangaroo court.
What were the threats for?
Let me say,
for pitching.
I'm assuming.
What a tough crowd up there in Boston.
Boston Red Sox reliever Liam Hendriks posted on social media he and his wife recently received death threats. He made the allegations on Instagram. The post reads as follows: "Just an FYI, threats against me and my wife's life are horrible and cruel. You need help. Leaving comments and tell me to commit suicide and how you wish I died from cancer is disgusting and vile. Maybe you should step back and..." But they won't. I've tried to send these to some of the disgusting, vile people that can pop in on the Twitter line. It doesn't work. Whatever you say to a disgusting, vile person in response, whether it's on social media or in life, doesn't work. Don't waste your time.
Well,
let them simmer in their misery. My point I was going to say, if you listen, that just stinks. That's just a terrible person saying, "I wish you would die from cancer." That's not a death threat.
Yeah.
A death threat is, "Watch your back. I'm coming for you. I'm going to kill you Tuesday night."
Yeah.
So Hendriks made the post Thursday before his team's game against Baltimore, saying enough is enough. That's a bad headline.
Yeah.
That's a bad headline. That's not a death threat. That's just a terrible, vile, disgusting person who all they want is a response from you because their life is so terrible.
I'm not on.
It's all they can do.
I'm not on Twitter either, like you.
Okay.
But I think a way to clean that up is for Twitter. It's X now. There needs to be a face and a real name with every account.
There has to be some type of censor.
Yeah, how about you don't get a handle?
You're
mad everyone. Mad every.
You get to put a kitty cat face as your avatar.
Yeah,
there has
right.
to be something.
Let's do
to
that.
Be held accountable.
Y'all should do that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you really should, because it's just ridiculous. What it's done is it's not made anything. It's just opened up people to be their worst. And it sucks to find out as a member of society how many people are so aggressively and happily comfortable being their worst.
Yeah, it's your YouTube golf fans are the ones that are writing that stuff.
There you are. I mean, here you are, the color commentator for the Creator Classic. I mean, you were on board with Creator YouTube Golf, and how dare you come with this side-handed, slap.
It's the truth.
Huh?
It's the truth.
I did get somebody on the text line say they really enjoyed you on the Creator Classic and all the jokes that were going over everyone's head.
Yeah.
Did you have some of those? That sounds that's on brand.
Yeah.
I said guilty. Yeah, that sounds like my guy throwing some probably improper joke, by the way, while we're at it.
It wasn't improper.
Okay, good.
No.
Had a few of them. You're not big on the creator.
We toe the line.
Do you even you as a professional golfer?
Yeah.
And you're out. Is there anything that like impresses you? Like when you follow Scotty Scheffler and he plays that round of golf?
Yes.
Do you like when I play with you and what?
Yeah,
you,
I'll
like,
tell you
how you impress me.
I had Bryson on Friday, and he impressed. Like he drove it all world on Friday.
And you've, I'm sure, seen
I've
it, but
seen
still,
Bryson hit balls a ton,
it still
but
impresses you when you actually see it.
Yes. Just standing on the range.
Is he
and
better
watching
than
some
you
guys
thought he
hit.
was? Is that the first time you've gone 18 with Bryson in a while, either as a player or
well, Bryson's got some issues with his irons right now. They're not good at all.
Okay.
He might want to rethink that whole. All my irons are the same length.
That's awful long.
Well, I know,
run.
but
It's maybe time to change that.
It's not working. How good he drives it. If he's driving it straight, that's a massive advantage. Same with Rory. I mean, when Rory drives it great, like he did at Augusta, the guy made 4 double bogeys and won the Masters. Where Bryson drives the golf ball, he should be shooting lower scores.
65 every time. Yeah, should be winning even more than he is.
Massive advantage.
And the iron plays, because I felt like watching it, didn't feel like the putting was real good. But
the iron plays rough.
Yeah.
Well,
that, and you can't survive.
But getting back to your point about, do I get impressed all the time, dude? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, even just regular tour.
Like it's hard for, I think, us the golfers of all levels that aren't pros, that don't have a plus next to their handicap number, right? So all due respect to you twos out there, I played with you. You ain't much. But to a plus, you see shots that, like, we experience this all the time. God, I wish I could hit that shot. Or do you encounter that even? I mean, you're a 2-time winner on tour. You're a bit.
The only time
there are times you're like, well, damn, I couldn't do that.
The only time something like that would come up is like a nasty lie out of the rough.
Yeah,
and where you have to advance it, and sometimes I'll walk past the lie and I'll be like, man, like I couldn't get more than 80 yards out of this.
Okay.
And then this monster will just come out of there and gouge one from and fly at 180 out of there. And it's like, I don't have that gear.
Yeah.
Like my back hurts just thinking about
Welcome to our
making
world,
that kind
friend.
of move.
Yeah. We sit in let me ask you this question. I'm not in any way going to equate Scotty Scheffler with Tiger Woods. A long way to go there. But from your perspective as a player and as a broadcaster now and being close to the tour, is he the closest thing to that? Has there ever been a golfer other than Tiger that you said going into the tournament, if this guy plays good, no one's going to beat him? Is he the closest to
Rory,
Tiger in that?
Rory.
But right now, if you said Rory's going to play his best, Scotty's going to play his best, who's winning?
Scotty.
Barely. Okay. So Rory can do it, but he's not as consistent, so that puts him way behind.
Yeah. Well, when Rory gets that driver going, that thing's a weapon.
Yeah.
And it has been all year.
Yeah.
All year. But we can't use that one anymore.
And it's not fair to just cast him off. He's going to, just as I said about Scotty when Rory's winning, Scotty will be this story in golf by midsummer. I will also say we'll circle back to Rory here too.
2 majors left. We got a Ryder Cup left. Tour, FedEx playoffs. I mean, Scotty's has plenty of chances to keep adding to the resume this year and clip.
There have been a lot of guys who have done things at young ages. DeChambeau did that and fell into it at one point. Or they joined these impressive clubs of like Jack and Tiger and Phil that have only won certain things at certain points. Scheffler is at there now. He just feels different from all those others that have and have faded. But the one that had and seemed most secure and has faded to oblivion, what in hockey sticks has happened to Jordan Spieth? What happened to him? He was Scotty Scheffler. I'll remind everyone, the kid was 23, had 3 majors. He was on a pace of even younger success than Tiger.
God, dude.
But he always looked like that swing wasn't great, even when he was playing great. It was kind of like chicken wingy. What's going on with him? He hasn't won, I think, in 2 years.
Well, he's getting older. That's number
is he,
one.
30?
It's timeout. All right. He's in his low 30s. All right. Life is changing. He's got 2 kids. Okay. You can say what you want, but priorities naturally change. Your mind naturally changes a little bit when you have children.
I hear you, but it seems like the downturn for him started pre all this. It seems like this started 5 years ago. This guy's been a nothing burger for 5 years. And when's the last time he contended in a major? Or he was the face of golf. He was Scheffler for about a year and a half.
Too many squirrely balls off the tee. I've actually had Jordan a ton this year, and it looks pretty good across the board. It's just those uncomfortable tee shots where like trouble will be on the left and winds off the left. He just struggles with those, and a lot of guys. He'll
never make it back. Will he ever win a major?
I'm not going to say never.
Yeah.
He's so talented, and I'm a massive just Spieth fan.
He's still in there. That's still in there. You think he could come out once you lose that confidence?
I just brought the kid thing up. And I've seen a ton of my buddies just naturally, like Hunter Mahan, you could say the same thing for him once he started a family. Like his career changed a little bit. It just, some guys
for sure.
It just happens.
Only the true greats overcome that. Jack had kids, Tiger had kids, Scotty just had one. It won't affect them, but that's because they are, elite historically.
Yes, yes. And there was also a run there where Spieth didn't miss inside of 20 feet.
That's for sure.
That doesn't.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's hard to keep that forever.
Yeah, you're touched by the hand of God if you keep that up forever.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Who do you think? How do you think these majors?
I think Scotty wins Oakmont, and Portrush is kind of wide open. I mean, Portrush, just with weather alone over there, it's a bit of a crapshoot. You can get a bad hand dealt to you, and not really even have a chance to win over there. So we'll see. I think more guys are in play to win Portrush. I think Oakmont, Jeff, that place is such a beast. It's probably the hardest course, hardest major championship course these guys will see.
Have you played there?
Yes, it's brutal. I mean,
what event did you play? Did you play a major there?
No, I just went and played.
Played it before.
Yeah.
Just a very
never
hard.
played a major.
What for a pro, there might be different definitions for us amateur golfers and what describes a brutally hard course from a pro perspective. A guy that can hit every shot. What makes it so difficult?
Well, firm greens and rough are usually greens, rough, length. There's just so much that goes into it. But that place just kicks your teeth in all day long. And that being said, there's like 5 guys that can win that tournament.
That's it, huh?
I mean, yeah.
Who are they?
Scotty, Rory, Xander, Bryson. Bryson's got to drive it good, but if he drives it straight, and then you could maybe sneak one other.
Are you surprised that this is what I found surprising about Bryson? And maybe I make too much of this. You would be a perfect example of this. I mean, this is what also I love about Maddie and the man of the people mentality.
I hope these people like talking about golf this morning.
We got 10 minutes here. Okay. Relax. We'll talk football. We got plenty of time here. We got a 4-hour show.
Okay.
You got to trust me here, friend.
I do.
This is interesting stuff. I know maybe, but it's interesting. Now you know what you've done now. You've completely thrown me off my train of thought, and I forget the next, award-winning probing question that I was going to add you.
Something about Bryson.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say this. A couple things about Bryson. All the dudes that left for Live just to get their pot of gold and talking about growing the game. Bryson's the only one who actually put his money where his mouth in, and he grew the game. And you can say what you want, but going out and doing all this YouTube stuff, it is work. It might, it can be fun. It can be this, but it's part of growing. It's part of growing your brand more than the game. But he did grow the game, and I think the YouTube sensation, it needed more than good, and these these amateur young golfers, they needed some sturdiness behind what they're watching, and he's done so much fun stuff on YouTube. But I was going to say this. I would think it would be harder, and you tell me as a pro golfer. I was to say about Matty, man of the people, last year we played went to Windsor Park. Matty didn't care. Just shot 65, he was done. It can't be easy to have a major coming up. And by the way, I'm gonna trying to set the course record at a random public course like 4 days before he shows up for a major.
Yeah, I don't think
that doesn't matter. That's not a big deal.
It
doesn't throw you off. They do so much practice and they're so in tune that, stopping and playing some Muni 3 days before the major, it doesn't matter.
No, I do agree with you though about your whole take with Bryson being the only one that's really...
He's the only one that grew the game. The rest of them are a bunch of liars and hypocrites.
And even
except for the ones that
even if it's through like a narcissistic side, yes, he did. I mean, the YouTube audience has grown for sure. Yeah, it has. I still, it's so tough for me to watch that guy be interviewed live.
He looks like a guy who's trying to sound smart.
Or trying to say the right things.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who's trying to sound smart rather than who is sounding smart or is smart. And he is smart. I mean, he's an engineer, but you'd think he'd be a little more natural because of all the YouTube stuff that he's been doing, off the cuff. All right, so we're doing this show, The Drop, on Mondays.
The Drop, Monday.
And that's just inside the tour, looking back at the week, and then it's just your unique perspective. You told me you're still doing PGA Tour Live things?
Yeah, that's what I mainly do is PGA Tour Live, which is right out of the new studios.
But you just do so that's the streaming, whatever streaming PGA Tour on a variety of different platforms usually.
On ESPN Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, I love doing that, by the way.
I bet.
Yeah, it's great.
I've been screaming for it. It's not because we're buds. I mean, I realize and recognize your wit and your talent, and you really should be on the golf course on Sunday afternoon on CBS.
I'm getting there.
It's not Dottie Pepper, Colt Knost, or any of these other. It should be you, and I think at some point it might be.
It might be.
Yeah. And then what's the CBS? You're also
I work
doing for
CBS HQ. I do. I go down
and
to
for
like,
folks by that CBS Sports Network, I think on your cable it's
Yes.
$3.93.
Pete Prisco.
Yeah, where PD is,
I
right?
see PD down there.
So
all the
you
time.
go down there, and how consistent and
big
often is that?
tournaments, I'll go down there and
so they just bring you as part of their daily news
package.
updates and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
And they just rotate me with like 4 different hosts.
Now, at
down
what
there.
part during all this do you say to him, without all that experience I have with my favorite morning show back in Jacksonville, I just don't know if I'd be able to do this.
It's the first thing I say to him.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Let's come back with the whisper.
And for the record, real quick,
Yeah.
per the text line, more golf talk, please. Let's do an hour.
Yeah.
Yes, keep talking golf, Matt Every. Y'all can talk golf all day long.
Yeah,
with
there's
Matt
not a lot
Every
going
there.
on, bro. Everyone, and by the way, I'm out there on the public courses. I see y'all. There are plenty of people playing golf for the first time in their life.
Good.
So yeah, we'll certainly continue to talk golf as we move through the morning.
We got the Whisperer coming in?
I hope so. I think we do. I have questions for him. I have serious questions about footwork. That and more next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Take us into the black hole. They may not be able to beam you into the future, but they can make your ride home a lot more fun. Frank Frangie and Hayes Carline.
The Frangie Show.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
I'm Frank Frangie with the Nimnik Nugget. I'm glad Pete Rose is going into the Hall of Fame. But shame on Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball for waiting till after he died to do it. All you had to do it was 2 years ago, and he'd had a year to enjoy it. Instead, we all enjoy it. We shake our heads. When I saw today that he's going to get in, I don't know if I was happy or sad. I'm Frank Frangie for the Nimnik family of dealerships. Frank Frangie here. May is Military Appreciation Month, and Nimnik Buick GMC proudly salutes the brave men and women who serve and have served our country. As a thank you, we're offering an additional $500 off select new Buick and GMCs, and every vehicle purchased at Nimnik supports K9s for Warriors. Nimnik thanks you for your service and your sacrifice. Shop 24/7 online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Value your trade and customize your payment options in seconds. Visit the showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res, man. Listen, I love Zero Res. The cleaner freaks come out to your house, man. They do a bang-up job. Great job. Make it look better, smell better, feel better. They can handle anything you throw at them. Throw them a surface. They'll knock it out of the park. Carpets, tile and grout, hardwood, laminate, stone, upholstery, rugs. They'll do it all. Of course, air duct cleaning, as good as anybody. Don't believe me? Check out the raving customer reviews. More than 8,000 of them on Google rating. You'll see what the hype is all about. We're calling it Mayhem. Mayhem, and you get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet air duct cleaner with the Mayhem special. 3 rooms starting at $149, plus the 4th room is free. Take 20% off the air duct cleaning as well. Call Zero Res, 287-5727. Go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell me you want the 1010XL drill special. Zero Res, spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it backwards. The right way to clean.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious?
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, Text us 641-1010.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beechurst here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beechurst Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Come in, Linda. Over.
We've got a sea of new vehicles and they're priced so low they're rocking the boat. Come check out our biggest selection of inventory with prices that don't break the bank and our wow ya experience that will ensure smooth sailing for your next car purchase. Plus, take advantage of our peace of mind warranties, transparent pricing to provide you with a peace of mind. You better beat the surge and head to the all-new Beaver Toyota or Chevrolet for the car buying experience you deserve.
With your 1010XL South Music Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by TopDressing.com. The Jacksonville Jaguars have officially wrapped up week 1 of OTAs, and Executive Vice President of Football Operations Tony Boselli spoke on the EVP podcast with Jags senior writer John Ogier on what he's seen so far and how he feels it's hard to truly evaluate during this phase.
I'd say is don't make judgments on fake football, but it's still important. I don't want anyone to take that as like, hey, this isn't an important time. What you can evaluate, the demeanor of the guys you've brought in, their learning style, how much they can comprehend and the capacity, and our coaches are throwing a lot at them, how they got integrated to the program. You watch a little bit on the field, maybe the athletic ability and, how they go integrate with the rest of their teammates and going through individual and stuff, but we're not competitive on the field right now.
The Jaguars will continue to get back on the field during OTAs Tuesday, May 27th. It's 73 degrees at 8:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
That's not Whisperer music right there.
Yeah, the Whisperer is out. He's on the field right now. We're told he's on the field in South Florida. He told us these things last week, and you're somewhat at times able-minded sports host here completely forgot, so I forgot. That's on him.
I wonder what he's whispering to Carson Beck right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Get a new Lambo. He loves Carson Beck. That's his boy. He's working with him strong. I imagine Carson Beck would be a top 10 pick next year.
Stay away from the girls.
Somehow Carson Beck took way too much of the Georgia fan. I love Carson Beck.
They hate him.
He was an awesome dog. He stayed there and behind Stetson Bennett even as
I got a bunch of friends that are dogs, and they aren't big on Carson Beck.
This, by the way, to you dog fans who hate Carson Beck, this is how it starts to end for your team.
Wouldn't that be great? I'm so ready for Alabama to be dominant again and Georgia to go back.
Well, I ask Gator fan who determined in about 1997 or 8 that Steve Spurrier wasn't doing quite enough. No, they weren't undefeated and winning it all every year. How dare he go 10-2? Gets old. So yeah, you got way too high standards for your program when you don't think Carson Beck was good enough for you. That's just fact. And that's look at his numbers. That's just crazy, man.
Moral of the story, no Denny today.
Yeah, moral of the story is no Denny today. But E.T., who has ably come up with a plan B, has a pop quiz for us.
All right, gentlemen, I got 2 lists here, and I'm going to ask you, what y'all feeling? Y'all feeling the running back position, or y'all feeling the wide receiver position?
I'll take either.
Okay, you know what? Since I am on the, I'm gonna hit y'all with running back position, since that's near and dear to my heart. Gentlemen, I have a list of every NFL team's last running back with 10 plus rushing touchdowns in the season. And I'm going to give you the team, and I want to see if y'all can get that player.
I like that. This is, by the way, if you play fantasy football, you should be able to have some fun with this one.
Sir, I'm going to start backwards. Let's go with...
it's the last one to do it.
Yeah, the last
Correct.
10 touchdown score, which
10 plus touchdown.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go with the Eagles.
Saquon. Yeah, but, well, what about...
The last one.
Well, Hurts did it last year, too.
Yeah, but...
Did he do it last year?
Hurts says 10 every year.
Okay, well...
but you said running back? Or
yeah, running back.
Oh, that's why. It's running back.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go with the Rams.
The last 10 touchdown score at running backs?
Uh-huh.
Again, these are... Don't ding me or buzz me.
Is this a trick one?
Isn't it Kyron Williams?
He's got
I ain't going to let you talk yourself out of it.
All
right. Colts.
Taylor.
Oh, okay. Let's go with the Texans.
Mixon.
Wait. Yes.
Last year.
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Did Josh Jacobs not get Josh Jacobs last year.
Okay. Detroit.
That's tough.
It's either one of them. They both did it. It's Gibbs or Montgomery.
How about both?
How about both? All right, good.
Panthers. And the list is going to get tougher.
No, it's more recent than that. It's is it McCaffrey still?
That's not more recent.
Yeah. Who did you say?
Did I say
Jonathan Stewart?
Is he way back?
Yeah, I think he's before McCaffrey.
Mingo?
No, who did they just
Who did they?
Carolina Panthers.
10 touchdowns?
Uh-huh.
For the Carolina Panthers. Let me think for a second.
I feel like you might be right with McCaffrey here.
I mean, when he's only been gone a couple. He's only been gone a couple.
It gets tricky.
He's only been gone a couple.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
It's only been gone a couple 3 years. I mean, who
else have they had?
Did Swift go down there? But he didn't.
The Carolina Panthers.
And it's got to be a running back.
Running back.
I'm gonna say, I guess Chuba Hubbard did it 2 years ago. Okay.
Chuba Hubbard did it last year.
Last year?
Surprising.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo.
Cook.
The Ravens.
Henry.
Atlanta.
Bijan.
Tennessee.
Keep going. I'm laying out.
It's probably still Henry.
San Fran.
That's McCaffrey.
Miami.
It's Achane.
Who was it?
Nah, Jeff will know.
Hill.
Rushing touchdowns, running back.
I guess it's Mostert. Then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Our last 10 touchdown runner.
Uh-huh.
ETN.
New York.
Jets or Giants?
Jets. I'm sorry, Giants.
10 touchdown running back.
Uh-huh. Don't talk yourself out of
Brian
it.
Jacobs.
Saquon.
That was a joke.
All right. Chargers.
That guy, that Tyrone Tracy, that rookie last year, he may have got a 7 or 8. Which one? Chargers?
Uh-huh.
10 touchdowns?
Correct.
That's who do they just have, man? They just
Eckler.
Eckler.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Raiders.
That's Josh Jacobs also.
Dallas.
That's
Pollard.
No, I think
No?
it's the dude that
after
they
him?
replaced Pollard that they didn't really like, but I think he still may have got the big dude that last year. What's his name? Yeah, what's that dude's name? They replaced Paul. Dowdle was who replaced. It's probably. It's not Dowdle though.
Rico.
It's not Rico Dowdle. That's who I was thinking of, but I don't think he got 10.
Zeke.
Wow, he's that far back.
2022. The Browns.
Chubb.
All right, now Patriots.
Stevenson.
Yeah. Not Ramondre Stevenson. He didn't get 10.
He didn't get 10.
Really?
Who could it be
I have to
then?
bet that. I'm pretty sure Stevenson had 10, 12 touchdowns 2 years ago. Running back for the Patriots. Oh, who did they? Golly, that's been a.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
That's been a kind
it's Sony Michel.
It's kind of been a dead zone up there. Stevenson was sharing time with somebody who was decent and probably. Yeah, but it's a couple years ago though, right?
Correct.
What was that guy? Who was he? Who was he sharing the backfield with? Who was it?
Can we get initials?
DH.
Damian Harris.
Joe Mixon. Oh, I mean Cincinnati.
Joe Mixon.
Arizona.
There's a couple of guys are on here twice.
Yeah.
A few of them are.
Jonas Connor.
Yeah. No, it's James Conner for sure.
Washington.
I bet you it doesn't feel like it, but I think Brian Robinson may have got 10 2 years ago.
Oh.
Okay.
This year, Eckler.
He didn't get 10.
No.
Brian Robinson's our main dude.
And there was another guy.
It was with Robinson like 2 or 3 years ago. Man, you know what you learn? This more than anything from this little exercise, you learn that you don't recall much from bad teams.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the good teams you recall even if they're their guys weren't your
Yeah.
AG.
Yeah, it's not Amon Green. He wasn't for them.
What team are we on again?
The Commanders.
Washington.
Is it something Grant?
Nah.
No.
Oh, it's you know who it is. It's oh gosh, it's that little scat back dude, the little third down back. You said AG, right?
AG.
Yeah, it's the guy. He's only been Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson. Saints.
Yeah.
The Saints.
The Saints is going to be Kamara still, I believe. Yeah.
All right, this is going to start getting tough right
It
here.
hasn't been tough yet.
It already has been, dude.
Minnesota.
Ooh. Adrian Peterson.
They've done it since then. Oh, it's Cook, Dalvin Cook.
All right.
That was
Pittsburgh.
It's Najee.
Ooh.
Surprising.
Najee didn't get 10 one year?
Nah.
That is shocking. Connor.
Seattle.
It's
Charbonnet.
No, it's I don't think the guy who's been good, but he's always hurt. The kid from Texas A&M is always. What's his name?
You talking about Kenneth Walker?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't him.
Okay.
It's Gosh, who has Seattle had at running back, man?
Gus Edwards.
No, he never played for Seattle. It's Baltimore and San Diego. Who did they just have a couple years ago? Seattle. What year was it? Is it Marshawn?
2014. Yep.
Yeah, Marshawn. Okay, yeah, that's
Marshawn?
why. That's why you can't think. It's
Oh my
Marshawn.
gosh.
Right. Kansas City.
This could be I'm guessing it could be a number of guys. Pacheco is recent, but is it Damian Williams? No, it's not. Oh, okay.
Running back.
Myself. Hunt.
That's where I was going.
Pacheco. It's not Pacheco, Hunt, or Williams?
None of them.
Running back.
You want a date?
Yeah.
2013.
For real?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, that's the before Hunt was 2013. Who was the running back then? That's
Fantasy monster.
Oh, Priest Holmes?
No.
Jamal Charles.
Yes.
Denver Broncos.
10?
Uh-huh.
Javonte Williams didn't get 10, did he? Oh, that 1 year? No. This is the
It's going back also.
yeah, this is the give me the year.
2013.
Damn, 2013 also, huh?
Right.
20. I gotta start thinking
When
like
was
how old.
Tebow-
I gotta start
Tebow
thinking
was
how
what?
old were my kids. That's how I think of things now when I look back. 2013. What are we at? 2025. That's 20. Yeah, no.
I got no clue.
Denver 2013. Running back with 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I need
initials. It's too far back.
KM.
KM. Huh? You know what? It's No Sean Moreno.
Oh, sneaky.
Yeah.
You thought you were sliding with
I thought I was.
Yeah, I got
All
that.
right.
No Sean,
The Tampa Bay Bucks. The Buccaneers.
10, Rachaad White.
Peyton Hillis.
This is going back to 2012.
12?
Wow.
Is it one of those like, no, 2012.
Seems like this guy had one great season then disappeared.
I need initials.
DM.
Oh, yeah, that's the little super Mighty Mouse, Doug Martin.
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you?
Because it's a sickness, buddy. That's what I do.
These last two are going to. These last two is going to test you.
Yeah.
Jets. 2009.
I'm surprised it's not Brees Hall. I can't believe Brees Hall didn't have 10.
He probably just had 9.
2009. Okay, that's Curtis Martin. No?
Go ahead and give us the.
Frank Gore? No, it was way after that. 2009 is when they've got Sanchez and they're winning.
TJ.
Thomas Jones.
I meant my bad. Thomas Jones.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
And then this last one is the Bears.
Thomas Jones, by the way, maybe a 1,000-yard rusher for the Jets, Cardinals, and Bears.
Wow.
That may be true. Oh, that's 10 touchdowns, though. All right, well, who? The last one, the Bears?
The Bears.
10 touchdowns?
Yes, and it go back to 97.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Is that
Matt Forte didn't have 10 ever?
Matt Forte was more of like a receiving touchdowns guy.
Oh, it has to be runs?
Yeah, this is rushing
Can't believe
touchdowns.
Forte never had 10. That's crazy.
Right.
I guess that is Rashaan Salam. I mean, that's who they drafted in 96 or whatever. So it's not him, huh? A nice pick. Give me 90 what?
97.
Yeah, it's bad if you pick the Heisman Trophy winning running back in the top whatever there in 95 and you got a different running back in 97. No bueno. All right, I'm going to need initials.
RH.
1997.
I mean, I have no chance at this.
97.
I wouldn't even have a chance.
I got to put myself in.
I'm in middle school.
I got to put
right
myself in. This guy ran for 10 touchdowns.
RH.
Hey,
Ooh. Ooh.
Is it a name we would know?
I didn't know this guy. Jeff probably knows it.
Yeah, I definitely-
Sounds like it's on the tip of his tongue.
I'll definitely know the name. There's no doubt. I'm trying to put it.
RH played for the Bears, 97.
I'll give you a jersey number.
All right.
29.
Yeah. That's just right after all those. RH. Last name's not Harris.
Last name is Harris.
Harris? RH? Robert Harris?
Raymont Harris.
Raymont Harris. Yeah, boy.
I don't even know who that is.
No, I know that name. Raymont Harris he's like a Michigan maybe, or give me a college for Raymont Harris and we'll end this charade. Come back, talk a little Jaguars football with Maddie. We've done a lot. Raymont Harris, Ohio State, Michigan, Midwestern, Big Ten, maybe?
I got nothing.
This is where Dan comes back and goes, Arkansas. Thanks, close. That'll do it for the pop quiz. Close. Was that it? Was that
Ohio State.
Ohio State. So I was right. I was in the right neighborhood. All right, that's it. We'll come back with more. Matt Every in studio with us. It's a GFL Friday. You are listening to The Drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
Drink a beer, sing a song, can't we all get along?
This is great!
Exactly.
1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interest first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
One thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from those other jewelry stores at the town center, no one's paid on commission.
Nobody at Beard's is on commission. That's more of your corporate stores that pay commission.
Beard's owner, John Lupo, says that means no pressure, no hidden agenda, no extra markups.
And you're getting a better deal. You're not paying the corporate commission. You're not paying the salesperson's commission. If they're paying their salespeople commission, you're starting off in a hole.
And that's why you feel like a number at most jewelry stores, because it's all about making the sale, but not not at Beards.
Because it's a corporate atmosphere and they want to sell you what they want to sell you. We're here to sell you what you want. Our salespeople can do whatever they want to make sure that the customer is happy.
So relax. At Beards Diamonds, they have all the things you want, like quality education, selection, warranties, and none of the stuff you don't want, like pressure and tacked-on commissions.
Nobody's making an extra 5 or 10% on Beard's customers.
Beards Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler.
We sell better merchandise, better product for less money, guaranteed.
Hey, time to jump the shark a little bit and tell you about a game changer. Hicken here. I've tested the field, and the winner is Checkmate Coatings. Checkmate Coatings, my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results. And when you talk coatings, right? Garage, oh, man. Patio, yes. Pool decks, Driveways. Checkmate Coatings is your winner. Brendan's the owner, great dude, local guy. Went to Bishop Kenny High School. Shout out to the Crusaders. Owner of Checkmate Coatings. He's got Jacksonville crews keeping prices low with no massive overhead. Slam dunk them floors at checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings. It's your floor's missing piece.
When it comes to your utility bill, JEA wants to help you use less so you can save more. We offer a variety of free programs, like efficiency and irrigation assessments that'll teach you ways to conserve energy and water around your home. Our alerts will let you know when your utility usage has reached a set amount, and our rebates can help you save when upgrading to more efficient appliances and equipment. Find even more ways to save at JEA.com.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Mia O'Brien is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Join us at Miller Electric May 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. We're on the lookout for talented people, from entry-level to experienced electricians and foremen, security system installation and service technicians, fire alarm system service technicians, and both senior and junior VDV technicians. This is your chance to get hired on the spot. Meet the managers, indulge in delicious food, and snag some awesome giveaways. Don't miss out on this electrifying chance to power up your career. Miller Electric, May 29th, 4 to 7 p.m., 6805 South Point Parkway.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I just smile.
What a beautiful mess, what a beautiful mess I'm in. Spending all my time
with you. There's nothing else I'd rather do. What a sweet addiction that I'm caught up in. I can't get enough, can't stop the hunger of your love. What a beautiful mess I'm in. See what I did there?
I've never heard that song.
Yeah, that's a country song from back in the day, buddy. Huh? I heard it. I heard it.
Who sings that?
Is that Brooks and Dunn? Who is that? What are they called? Who is that?
Beautiful mess.
Where'd you find that, E?
YouTube. That's where I find all my
That's
stuff.
where he gets all the stuff. Yacht Rock. That's where he gets it. Although that's country there. Again, I'm not a country fan. I threw Brooks and Dunn like I knew. I don't know. I want to say Brooks and Dunn, maybe. Is that right, E? Huh?
Diamond Rio.
Diamond Rio. There you go. Same thing, right? Country fans. I hate that guy. He doesn't know anything. Matty Driscoll left UNF.
Yes.
Kind of in the deep of the night. I've texted Matty this morning. He may be well on his way to Manhattan, and I don't mean New York. Leaving UNF to become the associate head coach at Kansas State. Yeah, I don't know where a UNF fan lands on this, and I don't want to speak out of turn. I can only go from the conversations I've had at the time private with Matt Driscoll that no longer at UNF. I literally sent him a text. What could or would you want me to say or not say from a professional standpoint? I haven't heard back from him, but it is and he has called in to defend basketball here in this city and the ability to compete. What annoys me is what I've always wanted is why can't somebody have the wherewithal to turn UNF into Gonzaga, or JU for that matter, into Gonzaga East? Why can't you? No one's telling you got to be Duke. Why can't you be, Belmont? Why can't you be that level program that every year they're in the tournament? Why can't you at least be that? I mean, JU hasn't been to a stinking college basketball tournament in 40 years. It's a joke. And they're not playing in the ACC. And so I would have the same frustrations. And again, it's not directed toward Matt or UNF or to JU in particular and their coaches along the way through the years. But golly, you'd feel like you just get lucky and by accident win a Sun every now and then. Matty won one, and they went to the tournament. They lost the play-in game. I think he had one other NIT team. But there is no commitment to the basketball program. You can't compete with other schools when your facilities and all the other things don't match up. But more than anything else, if video killed the radio star, then NIL killed the mid-majors program. Because if you're mid-major right now and you have a star player, somebody else is going to scoop him up and pay him.
Yeah, and that's got to be deflating.
So it's unwinnable if you're that. I can't imagine how frustrating it would be to be the head coach and you get these diamonds in the rough, you develop them.
It had to be super frustrating. It's a guy that spent 16 years at one program and then is going somewhere else to not be the head coach.
Yeah, I think, look, not getting into which either side would take.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean this with due respect. These are what they are. These are relatively minor sports entities in our ecosystem, as James Gladstone would say. But I really, and without knowing and exploring both sides, I think it's probably just time. It's probably best for both.
Yeah.
Matt's done more than enough to earn, even if the timing isn't great, because that's what jumps to me. Okay, you leave in June, you got a season. I mean, it's kind of up in the air here. But that being said, I know basketball coaches ask. I haven't gotten this specific from Matt Driscoll, but I'm sure he's asked for more help, more of this. Sure. I need this. We need that. And none of it comes. So, I think at the end of the day, if what Matt Driscoll brought here to the First Coast was a nonstop energy source of positivity.
Great energy.
He's good for young people.
Yep, and good luck, and good luck to him at Kansas State too.
Sure.
He's looking to bring Kansas State their first ever national championship in any sport.
And an associate head coach is a high-standing job in college basketball. Now he can go 60 years old. Matt can go sit there at the end of the bench. So not like he's ceremonial, but he can sit and he can help co-direct that Kansas State team and without going into people's W-2s, probably make as much money as an associate head coach at Kansas State as he would and does as a head coach at UNF. And that's another, part of the issue of trying to build a winning basketball program and keep it there. So I wish Matt Driscoll nothing but the best. I mean, it is what it is when it comes to UNF basketball and JU basketball at this point, and it's just a nonstop flow of mediocrity. I mean, at your very best, you hope to make it to a semi or final of your conference basketball tournament. I think and wish and hope that someday the standards could be higher. And you could expect between JU and UNF two ASUN programs not located in the middle of desolate southern swampland, but right on the East Coast, Jacksonville, Florida, an NFL market. And we can't out-recruit, Mercer.
And they're lined up to be they don't have a football program.
Exactly.
I mean,
there's
you might as well
reasons.
go all in on the basketball.
Yeah. I wish they would have or could have or had at this point. And if they ever do, it won't be with Matt Driscoll, who's been a long time, long time foundation here when it comes to basketball on the First Coast, but off to Kansas State. So we wish him well. And meanwhile, I think I saw that the UNF's top assistant is going to take over the head coaching job, and he's been there a long time. And that's always a good story, too, for that stick-to-itiveness and hopefully just a new change in blood and direction and perhaps even strategy on certain areas. That elusive, these elusive postseason berths can start coming both here and at JU. Do you buy into this competitive theory about the live guys? I'm sorry, I'm going to switch back to golf here real quick.
Yeah, you are.
I am. Because I wrote this down because I was thinking about it earlier in the week, and I disagree with...
I got in an argument with a buddy about this the other day.
Yeah, does playing on live hurt your chances when it's time to ratchet up your competitiveness for a major?
I do buy into it.
Okay.
I do.
I will take, by the way, Matt's opinion on this, ET, 1,000 times more stronger and valid than I do when Dan says the same
I'll
thing.
buy into it. Here's why. And it's not so much just, it has nothing to do with the physical aspect of it. I'm not saying
I agree with that.
Sure. 54 holes and 72 holes.
No, I don't think anyone thinks that.
No,
it's the mental edge.
But these guys, for the better part of 3 years now, have been starting their final rounds on 15, 16, 12.
Right.
They're ending at the same time as everybody else. They don't have that moment to be in anymore. You can't fake that stuff. That stuff only comes naturally. And it came naturally again for Rahm, but it's been a while since he's been in that moment. He missed 13, 14, and 15. He didn't birdie. I'm not even worried about him, what he did at the very end, making the doubles. But those big moments there, those guys, they don't get to be in those moments anymore. It's hard for them to create that. And that's where I think there's a little bit of disconnect from the competitive.
moment.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I buy it to...
It has nothing to do with
it's not the 54, right? No, that's where you make a cynical joke. Well, of course, Rahm lost.
Here's what it is. It's killing a day until you have to tee off at 2:00 on a Sunday. It's watching everyone else go out there and play golf before you have to go. It's dealing with your thoughts longer than everyone else has to. Like their final rounds, everyone tees off at the same time, 11 o'clock. Roll up to the course, 9:30. Everyone's eating breakfast inside together. There's no way it's remotely the same.
Well said, and that's a much more in-depth argument than just they're out of competitive sharpness.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they would be out of competitive sharpness. The only guy it hasn't seemed to affect has been Bryson, and I guess it's because he's doing so many other things that stress him. Like
it looked like it affected. He was sloppy on
when
Sunday
you try and
Augusta.
go. But the fact that he's at least, finishing in the top 5, he's in contention and all these. These other guys aren't even in contention most of the time.
Yes, but I'm saying when they do get in contention,
can you pull it off?
I think,
but he did
it's
win
such
one,
a foreign moment for them now.
Yeah, but I think Bryson, it helps Bryson. Like if you go play. If you try and break 50 with the president of the United States, that's a pressure level that most people aren't going to meet, right? You think of it as all fun and hoppy and jolly, but there's some life experience there that probably prepares you for challenges that are coming as well. All right, Ronald Acuna Jr. makes his return tonight for the Atlanta Braves. Ooh. I saw a stat that was literally unbelievable. Without Acuna since 2022, the Braves are 78-81, and with him, they're 216-111.
Wow.
That's a pretty compelling argument for the value of a baseball player.
Wow.
Ozzie Albies has been a completely different hitter with Acuna in the lineup. We'll see how fast he can get up to speed. But word trickled out yesterday when he was a healthy scratch from the AAA game that he'd be joining the big club today. Padres are back in town. That's where Atlanta opened the season with a loss. So maybe a little revenge there, but who knows? Still now back to a game under 500 after losing in 10 innings yesterday. Maybe Acuna can be the spark that can get them out of this just treading water. They're bobbing up and down on the water line, man. Get a gulp of breath, go under for a day or two. Let's get on a run here, dude. Enough already. Frustrating.
We started 0-7, and you're basically at 500 right now. It's not really tread
awesome.
water.
Yeah, and
you got a long ways to go.
And you want to tell me Billy Napier isn't doing enough?
He's not.
This is the drill. Let's come back. All right, Jag talk when we return.
All right. For real this time.
Yeah, for real. Next.
The drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Take the game with you.
What a turn of events.
Radio play-by-play is where you are. 1010XL.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hicken here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks of vehicles less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I don't see how a new air conditioner is going to work out for me.
Well, you like air conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. But a new air conditioner could be expensive.
Well, not if you...
I mean, to save up the money, I probably have to give up my extra hot skim latte every morning. Now I fall asleep during a staff meeting, get volunteered for the summer picnic committee, and end up sitting in the dunk tank all afternoon getting water up my nose.
Okay, look at it this way. Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing puts in a new AC. We hook you up with affordable financing, and you stay cool and comfortable for just $149 a month. Cool?
Cool. I see it now.
Life can be hard on your budget. If you suffer through the heat because of a broken AC you could totally afford to replace, you could visit.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. In summertime, it really can stretch out most of the year because we love the warm temperatures here in the Sunshine State. Greg, give them an idea of what Honda has to offer.
They are all over the board. They've got Honda scooters, Honda motorcycles, we've got Honda boats, we've got Honda side-by-sides. Whatever you like, we've got it.
That means adventure is waiting.
That's right, and we're ready for you.
In the showroom, you can find all that Honda has to offer on Atlantic near Regency, or check out Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
Put the ball in the net with 60 Minutes of Soccer Talk, the coaches show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Baloo here for the Blue Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Swing into the hottest party of the summer. Join First Tee Door Florida at the Yards on June 12th for the Summer Soiree Baja Beach Bash. We're bringing the vibrant spirit of Cabo San Lucas to the First Coast for an evening of family-friendly fun. Enjoy live music, craft cocktails, golf games, raffle prizes, and delicious Mexican-inspired cuisine from Taco Lu. Golf, fiesta, and philanthropy, all to support the impactful programs of the First Tee. Visit firstteenorthflorida.org/summer soiree to secure your tickets today.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through May 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
It's not too late for a deep spring cleaning on your home. Give my friends at Zero Res a call. May Mayhem 3-room special starting at $149, plus the 4th room is free. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
Zero Res.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Come in, Linda. Over.
We've got a sea of new vehicles and they're priced so low they're rocking the boat. Come check out our biggest selection of inventory with prices that don't break the bank and our wow ya experience that will ensure smooth sailing for your next car purchase. Plus, take advantage of our peace of mind warranties, transparent pricing to provide you with a peace of mind. You better beat the surge and head to the all-new Beaver Toyota or Chevrolet for the car buying experience you deserve.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
A lot of folks weighing in on the text line on Matt Driscoll and his departure. And this is a fair question, too.
What are they saying?
Like, if you're, and here's part of the reality is this, you don't have many hardcore UNF basketball fans.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. A lot more hardcore fans of other college basketball teams in the city than UNF. So there's not this grassroots of pulsing in your program. But those that are hardcore would respond to, you know, it's hard you get your players cherry picked, right? Well, and then the other side of that is, well, if you got this SEC Big Ten talent, how come we're not winning when they're on the roster? See what I'm saying? Before Chaz Lanier left for Tennessee, well, how come last year when you had Chaz Lanier and this other kid that went Purdue, how come that year you weren't winning the ASUN? That's a fair question. That's a fair question, I think. So, but I do think they matter. You know, when a day like this happens, there's a lot of response. There's a lot of talk about.
Yeah.
And UNF, ET, you went to a few games this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent atmosphere, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a vibe.
It fills up, right?
Yeah, it's a vibe.
I know Molly does some of that work on their sideline ESPN3 stuff. So, you know, I think Matt Driscoll helped build that vibe. UNF hadn't had many coaches, man. UNF had Rich Zavosek was their first head coach in the early 90s. And then was it Sidney Green and then Matt Kilcullen? Or Matt Kilcullen? I think it's Zavosek, Sidney Green, Matt Kilcullen, Matt Driscoll. I think that's it. I think this will only be the fifth coach in history, and, you know, it's now been over 30 years since UNF started their basketball program. That happened, like, right when I was coming to Jacksonville back in the early 90s.
Who'd you say they had?
They had, the first one was a guy named Rich Zavosek.
Yep.
And then I think they went Sidney Green.
Yep.
And then Matt Kilcullen.
Yep. And then Matt Driscoll.
And then Matt Driscoll.
Yeah.
It's only four coaches. And Kilcullen, you know, coached JU. So he was a JU coach for 6 or 8 years, and then he went across town at some point after leaving JU and coached UNF. Who has the best record of all those guys? Are you looking at their records?
I'm just looking at well, Driscoll was under 500, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they all were.
I'm sure they were. I don't know. I don't have that right here.
Okay, you don't have that the way that it.
No, I don't. How about them Jaguars?
Okay, so I want to get your opinion. We haven't talked to you since they entered the youth movement. We went all,
8:45.
Gen Z. We went Gen Z on the on the league, and which is fine.
I love that.
We have an ecosystem now, and we're intangibly rich and all kinds of good things. Hey, I'm all for it too. I'm not. We
just feel younger, and we feel like we have more energy
right
now. Even Baselli
getting ahead of the curve.
He looks younger too.
Well, Tony is a chameleon. Now he's the age of Cohen and Gladstone. He hangs out with them. He'll be their age for a while, and then on down the road they'll leave. And then when he hangs out with Coughlin, he's Coughlin's age.
A couple things. I'm super pumped. We have Gladstone as our GM. I would put all my eggs in that guy's basket. I know he's smarter than I am. And then the other thing, I was leaving baseball practice the night of the draft, and when we I had the radio on listening to it when we traded up for Travis Hunter, and dude, my boy was so fired. I mean, it was so cool. Just being a Jags fan.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what Travis Hunter does.
Yes,
man.
I mean, this is going to be massive.
Oh, it's going to be so many 12 jerseys in that stadium. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I was just, as a fan, over the moon about just making a move and taking the bull by the horns here and deciding our own fate.
Yeah, I like everything about it. And listen, I don't know, man. I can't. I'm surprised that the way the dynamic of this program works, that it kind of usually works out that I'm the more optimistic when it comes to the sports fan than Dan is, because I know that I can be harsher when things don't go wrong. But hey, listen, when you don't know what's going to happen, all you can use is history of what the guy's done in similar situations, and you can't dumb it down and act like that doesn't matter. And so when Liam Cohen comes in, he's never been a head coach. I don't care. He's been an offensive coordinator. And that, as an offensive coordinator last year, produced all these numbers.
Yeah.
Like, the league hasn't changed. He didn't do it in the Arena League. He's not coming up from college. He did it in the NFL against NFL defenses with a roster and an offensive talent pool would be real similar to what he has here this year. So I expect the hiring of Liam Cohen to be an upgrade for the Jaguars.
Same. I mean,
you hired a coach who came from a tree, Sean McVay. That is Zach.
GM?
No, I'm talking about Liam Cohen comes from the Sean McVay tree. He was an assistant, an offensive coordinator under Sean McVay. Those other people were Kevin O'Connell, who's going to doing terrific with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
It's Matt LaFleur, who's, doing great at Green Bay. It's Zach Taylor, who's been to a Super Bowl with Cincinnati. So, again, I'm going to follow history as to what to expect. Seems to me that the ones that have matriculated out of that system and working under have done very good out on their own. So it's another reason to be optimistic. It's not blank slate and you don't know it all. There's a lot of evidence that says this is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on board with that. And I think it's time to think young and move forward and get rid of 66-year-old GMs for 34-year-old ones. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for that, too. I love how aggressive they've been. I love moving up for Travis Hunter. It's the boldest thing we've ever done here in Jacksonville.
I have high hopes.
And these guys, let's think about that. For a franchise that has just been knee-deep in muck. You know that muck you hit the pitching wedge into yesterday just to see how far it would suck up under the ground? That's what the Jags and the fan base has plotted through knee-deep for years. A boring, by-the-numbers football franchise that occasionally, because it's the NFL, will fall into some success.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time we did anything with any juice, anything aggressive, anything proactive. And I love it. And I think Travis Hunter's going to be terrific. And I feel...
I think it's going to be terrific across the board.
And I feel now we have a group, an organization, a collection of minds and talents that can grow into bigger and much better things. I feel that more than I did with Peterson, more than I did with Marone when he had his, cup of coffee of success. And for the first time more than any, it feels like there's vision here.
I hope you feel that more than those two.
Well,
I mean, good
listen,
God. How much energy did they bring to the table?
My point, though, is each had a playoff year. They each had energy for a moment. I feel like there is a vision for the first time since Coughlin was here. Like, we've had placeholders. We've never had a complete redo of the GM and the head coach. There's always been one or the other and mixed messages back and forth. I mean, to have this young group that's experienced a lot of success in their roles at other places, to come forward with a vision beyond how do we win the opener, to make the moves that correspond to, you know, fulfilling that vision. I don't think you get that if you go hire, you know, a lifer. You get that with guys that are hungry and ready to make a move. And in my opinion, this is how the Browns trade will age. They stole the most impactful player in the draft from the Browns. This thing ultimately will be viewed as another colossal screw-up by Team Screw-Up, Cleveland. That's how it's going to be viewed. Just as the Julio Jones deal aged, so shall the Travis Hunter deal age, especially when the Giants go 10-7, have the 23rd pick, and the Browns use it on an offensive lineman from Texas who never cracks the lineup. So I thought that was a very, very cheap move up from 5 to 2. When everyone else worried about next year's first rounder and this year's second rounder, these guys were playing checkers. They ended up with 5 of the top 107. Just like they had when the draft started. Yeah, they lost the second rounder, but they were able to fill in another 4. So 5 of the top 107 with Travis Hunter, or 5 of the top 107 with Mason Graham?
Look, I might be gullible in general, but if that GM we got was a financial advisor, I'd give him all my money. I'd give him all of it. I would.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a belief there.
Yeah.
There are certain intangibles, and I said one he has. He's a master
communicator.
And you
know, the day of the draft when Baselli was coming on, and you could hear the excitement in his voice. You know, obviously he knew. Yeah, obviously he knew what was on the table. But I could feel that too coming out of him, and I'm so on board. Always been on board, but I feel like it lines up nicely for us this year. Schedule, and then just the overall vibe in the city.
We're going to have Tony on next week, by the way, so we let him, find himself a little bit here in his job. Yeah, visit with some of the other shows, but, it's an old hat. We've had Tony a million times. Shooty co-hosted the program for a couple of years back in the day. Were you here yet then?
No.
Yeah, way back. Tony was actually on the program for a year and a half, but then management realized that NFL players want to live on NFL schedules and, take summer vacations, not, a week off in June. That kind of thing. So, anyway, all right, I mentioned yesterday that Mike Malone, who's doing commentary work for ESPN in the NBA playoffs, hurt some feelings with part of his summation of Oklahoma City's Game 1 win. So Oklahoma City beats Minnesota in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and they go to Mike Malone for a wrap-up of the victory. And part of his description, he says, and, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander showing why he's the league's MVP, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, well, you kind of coached Nikola Jokic, throwing him under the bus there a little bit, aren't you? I mean, and by the way, he's a viable MVP candidate this year. It's not just, for sure. Well, he was asked about it after appearing now for Game 2. Mike Malone insists his heart is still with his own home. The former Nugget coach said yesterday his longtime former star Nikola Jokic is his personal MVP after controversially suggesting the honor belonged to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's working as guest analyst for ESPN in his debut Monday. He said something that caught people's ears. He said Gilgeous-Alexander, quote, showed why he's the MVP after his performance, something that I just told y'all.
That's horse crap.
Yeah, and so now Malone insisted his heart is with
Let's talk about twisting words, too. I mean, come on. The guy's doing his job. He's just throwing a line in there.
That line, by the way, in broadcast parlance has become almost...
It's not like he said, this is why I voted for him to be the MVP.
This is cliche. That's just a cliche. When you talk about it, this is why
exactly.
That's more cliche than anything.
Yeah.
Malone did say on ESPN before Game 2, I did vote for Jokic again this year. Want to make sure that people in Denver know because right now I'm getting a lot of heat back home.
Of course, yeah.
Gilgeous-Alexander officially got his MVP trophy before the game, by the way, and then went out and...
Who do you think the MVP was?
I think it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'll tell you why. This one gets to play out how I wish all MVP honors were played out.
How?
Well, the two
head to head. They're
leading
going against each other.
contenders, right? In a sport like the NBA,
When you think of MVP, you don't think of if I remove this guy from his team.
No,
this team suffers the most.
I think of MVP like this, especially for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball is a small enough rostered starting lineup sport that if you're the MVP, you're winning. You're winning. And now sometimes you can have an incredible year. Your team's not great. You're the MVP, even though you lose round 2 of the playoffs, and I'm fine with that too. But in years where you got 2 guys who have equal right, equal claim, 2 or 3 guys, I'm giving it to the one that goes further in the playoffs. I am. And in this case, it worked out perfectly because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jokic played each other in round 2.
Yeah. And it was between them. But do you think they give it too early?
No, I don't. Only because, they vote after the season. That was a regular season award. They voted after the season, and so it's never been intended to include the postseason. But I think if you're really talking about the value of a player over the course of a year and they didn't do anything outside the regular season, you could argue his value is mitigated.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Mm-hmm. Shai Gilgeous will probably win another. He's a super scorer. His team's going to be good. They're going to win the title this year. There's going to be a Steph Curry kind of bounce here. You feel that?
I feel that.
I feel like a Steph Curry, Shai Gilgeous, Steph Curry. They're going to get good. They got a good team. They'll go get one more superstar, Maddie. That's next. They don't have that. Jalen Williams is a nice player. Holmgren might emerge. They don't have that.
Chet's just going to get better, I think.
And I worry about him staying healthy, but he has stayed healthy this year for the most part, and he's going to be, a very good player. One more basketball note. Did you see this report around Victor Wembanyama?
What?
I talked about it yesterday.
What did he do?
They have the quote-unquote problem with Victor, he's growing.
More?
Yeah, he's not done growing.
No way.
And so the sleuths are not going to he came into the league at 7'4". They listed him at 7'5" his first year. They backed it back to 7'4.5" this year, but now they're showing photos like during the Popovich thing.
Uh-huh.
Duncan and Robinson are there. They're standing shoulder next to Wembanyama, and he's 7-8 inches taller than they are.
Are they shrinking or is he growing?
Well, they've done all of the analytics. You can use computerized, using this, and they say that at minimum he's 7'6" now. At minimum, and they think he's 7'7". Why would you hide that if you're San Antonio?
I don't know, but if you're the NBA, if you're San Antonio, how sick would you be with Cooper Flagg and Victor?
Yeah, could you imagine? And De'Aaron Fox.
Could you imagine if it wasn't rigged?
They got De'Aaron Fox, too. Imagine if it wasn't rigged.
You're telling me that's not rigged.
I'm not telling you that.
They got Jonte Murray, too, also, right?
Got hurt during the... No, Jonte Murray's not there. He's at Memphis.
Okay.
Or New Orleans. Yeah, he was at one point, but then he went to the Hawks, where careers go to end. Well, this is why he came, ladies and gentlemen. But had an awesome time playing golf with Maddie yesterday. He hit it pretty good, by the way. Well, you going to the Champions Tour? Will you do that? I know you think about it. Obviously, you have to. If you have here's what annoys.
I really don't.
I know you don't have to because here's why. Your resting golf game is capable of going at 50 and playing a qualifier.
Yeah, it's more about just my body.
Being. And it may be good to not play for a while. I didn't hear you complain yesterday.
I really enjoy doing the TV stuff.
Good.
I don't.
And you're doing a lot of it now.
I don't enjoy going out there getting my what stomped in. No thanks.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Game's not getting any older.
That's why I said Champions. If there is a Champions Tour, I think they'll shut her down before then.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know
it's
about
a lost
that.
leader.
There's
the PGA
a guy
Tour,
named Tiger Woods.
Yeah, PGA Tour, who will never play a Champions event.
You want to bet?
PGA Tour is bleeding money, bro.
I bet you Tiger plays Champions Tour. Yeah.
Well, they're going to pay him $40 million or something.
I bet you he slips in a few.
He'll never do it unless he's getting some sort of money that we'll never know what it is. Right? I mean, the guy
could also move that age down a little bit on the Champions Tour and make that thing.
The Champions Tour, by the way, is the reason it will die, and it should die, is because it is not what it was intended to be.
What was it intended to be?
It was intended to be a chance to go see the aging stars of the game. I mean, when Champions Tour started, Jack Nicklaus and Lee Trevino, they all played every week. Yeah. But now everyone makes so much money that they'll never play a hole. So now you go to a Champions Tour event to see Rod Pampling battle it out with
Stephen Alker.
Right. Nobody wants that. There is no attraction there. But back in the day, those would be bigger names. Even Curtis Strange and that level played it in couples. No one anymore. All of that level of star that leaves PGA Tour does not need the money of Champions Tour golf. They'll never play it.
No, but they need the competitive. I mean, there's a big change going from playing your whole life to just slamming it and park and doing nothing. And they need the competitive juices too. If they move that age down a little and they get some players out there, I could see it hanging around for a while.
Well, then you better have a purse more than the $148,000 you're going to give me, because I just looked at my balance. I've got $80 million in the bank for my PGA Tour golf career. I don't know if I want to fly to Davenport.
I totally see what you're saying.
That part of it, I think, will scare off the big stars.
Don't crap on Davenport, Iowa either.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's a nice place.
It's a hell of a place right there on the river.
Yep.
What was this?
This is the drill.
Oh, we had it right there on YouTube. I mean, you sleuth that one with that one. It's a GFL Friday on 1010XL. This is what he came for.
Radio
Nasty.
home of the Jaguars.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 in St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beachurst here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beachurst Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beachurst Plumbing, here to help.
Sometimes you agree with them, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
DUI? BUI? Don't stress. Call me Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
Don't buy a diamond at one of those big box corporate jewelers in the town center, at least until you see what Beard's Diamonds can offer. Hicken here for Beard's Diamonds. I'll give you a better price. I'm telling you. Better quality. I'm telling you. You know, and I'll tell you why. They're not beholden to Wall Street. They're beholden to the people of Jacksonville. The Lupos are the owners. They're only locally owned jeweler in the town center. And yeah, Beard's has the best diamond selection in the region, right? No middleman prices on hand-picked diamonds, all shapes, all sizes. Top bridal designers, Tacori, Viraggio. Their associates are real diamond experts. They'll teach you how to buy a diamond the smart way, like a dealer buys. Bottom line here is, we're lucky to have Beard's here. A refreshing alternative. I'll go back to what I said at the top. Don't buy a diamond until you see what Beard's can offer. You get it all. No compromises, highest quality, personal service, no middleman pricing, unbeatable guarantees. It's Beard's Diamonds. It's the only locally owned jeweler. The only one in the St. John's Town Center.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year,
choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This Memorial Day, Navy Mutual salutes Yogi Berra, an 18-time All-Star catcher for the Yankees. Berra was a member of the U.S. Navy during World War II. Berra served as a gunner's mate on the USS Bayfield during the D-Day invasion.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Awaken 180. Yesterday, the University of North Florida announced that the basketball head coach Matthew Driscoll has stepped down after being the Ospreys head coach since 2009. Driscoll will head to Kansas State, where he will serve as an associate head coach, and longtime UNF associate head coach Bobby Kennan will now serve as the head coach for next season. The Jacksonville University Dolphins suffered a 9-1 defeat against Austin Peay last night in the ASUN Baseball Championship. Austin Peay's pitcher Gavin Buccaneer delivered a strong performance, allowing just one run over 7 innings to secure the win. With the loss, the team is scheduled to face North Alabama today at 10 o'clock a.m. in an elimination game of the ASUN Championship. The Florida Gators baseball team will still await their fate in the 2025 NCAA baseball tournament, with regional hosts set to be announced this Sunday night, followed with the entire postseason field unveiled on Monday. It's 73 degrees at 9:07. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm fed, feeling X-rated. It's Mr. Nasty time. Oh, Mr. Nasty time. Mr. Nasty time.
It's time. Now, it's time for the 9 o'clock Nasty on the drill. We're wasting time. Here are Jeff Prosser, Dan Hicken, and E.T.
The old 9 o'clock Nasty. The boys love it. I'm just along for the ride. Matt Every has stepped in in the nasty mode. He was ready to come in today and get things started.
Well, I mean,
it is what it is.
I haven't been
He demanded
in here.
Dear Drill. You have some insight you'd like to share?
No, I mean, you haven't been in here since this Diddy trial started. Dear. I know if you want to talk a little bit.
I'll let y'all
that.
handle that one. Yeah, we'll get around to that in a little bit. Yeah, we'll get
Maybe
nasty here in a bit. We'll do Dear Drill next segment.
Okay.
I bet. Can I ask I went on this morning, ET. I went on a civic rant about just St. Johns County and how the commissioners down there are just choking us out of any livelihood and fun while making God knows how much money, just selling their souls to who knows who. And it didn't name any names there, so you can't get me for life. I don't know who you people are, but you're doing an awful job running the county, a terrible job, as by virtue of this little scheme you tried to pull on everyone with Guana, and they caught you with your pants down. I wish they'd catch you on that same scheme when it comes to putting 8,000 oil change places on 210 racetrack and the other streets down there. Y'all are a joke. Anyway, I got one here. How is it in any form or fashion acceptable that you start a construction project in 2016 with the declaration that it'll be done in 2020, and it still be going on and now saying it'll be done in 2026.
What are we talking
Like, how
about?
is that acceptable?
It's not.
I'm talking about whatever buffoonery company is doing the construction up by the airport. A project that was supposed to be concluded in 2020.
Oh.
News came out yesterday that, well, it'll be done by 2026. How can you get paid to do a job you said would be done 5 years ago? How?
COVID. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
We'll give them a year.
Yeah, give them a year for that. I mean, it's just
speaking of the airport.
And by the way, driving up there it's madness.
Well, more so than ever.
Okay, while I'm on my soapbox.
Yes.
You're at neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
What genius devised the on-ramp, off-ramp there at San Pablo and JTB where you ribbon scissor across traffic? It's the most ridiculous setup I've ever seen.
They said they did it to prevent accidents.
I can't believe Dan Hicken lives right there. I can't believe Hick hasn't wrecked 10 times, ET.
I just want to know, okay, how many accidents are we actually preventing there, and how much money did that cost to do? Like it just feels like a gigantic waste of money.
Every interstate exit you ever get off in your life, you're gonna pile down the exit, and then when you make your left turn, you're gonna turn into the right lane of that road because it's going that way. Not anymore. Not here. You get off, you turn left, you weave, you go back to the right, you go across traffic. It's just ridiculous.
All right, I got some. You've already hammered the St. Johns County leadership.
Yes.
All right, my turn for the Duval. I'm not really hammering them. I just want some answers here.
Okay, I did all this as a proper broadcaster to get us to the airport where
so we had that fire at the airport the
That's
other
right.
day,
You guys ready for this one, Googans? Here it comes.
My car was at the airport during that fire. The hourly parking garage was the one that was mainly affected, and I believe if your car is in that hourly parking garage still, you can't get it out of there. It's
you just got lucky
structurally
enough to get it out before they caught you?
No. My car was in the daily
lot,
and I was on the roof of the daily lot, up against like the closest you could get to the hourly
to the lot
garage.
that had the fire.
Ooh. Yes. So when this was happening on, I believe it was last Friday, right? I was up in I was up in Charlotte, and I'm getting like I'm just seeing like the videos on social media of the garage burning, and I know where I parked, and it's so thick with smoke. I'm thinking maybe like my car definitely could be in there. Anyways, I get back, my car's fine. I have to walk up like 5 flights of stairs to get to my car, but my right side tires were the closest to the fire. Dude, I get on the interstate, my tires blow out on the right side of my car.
That's scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Both of them?
Yeah, right rear.
Oh.
But it was scary. It's a good thing I'm an athlete, Jeff.
Well, you had the instincts and the reaction time of an Olympian.
But
and
I have a
therefore
feeling
you
that's going to be
you
a
saved
common,
not just your but others' lives.
Absolutely,
by keeping
yes.
it on the highway there.
And I have a feeling that's going to be a common theme for cars that were parked there that weren't completely destroyed in the fire, but
some type of residual
there will be
damage.
some kind. Exactly. I want to know what Donna Deegan's going to do.
I feel for people who live up there and they vote in people who pass projects that they say are going to be done in 2020 and they actually get done in 2026. That's weak sauce.
By the way,
if I bought my property up around the airport where I want to just come and go as I please, and I know I'm going to bite the bullet for a while, and then my city turns its back on me and screws me for an extra 5, I'm ticked.
Yeah,
that's all.
And by the way, it's a nightmare around that airport.
Nightmare.
Right now. It is a nightmare.
It's another one where
if you
rush
don't know
hour
your way, LaGuardia.
You're going to miss
there.
You're going to miss your turn if you don't know where you're going, because it's also, in addition to be pitifully executed, it's pitifully marked. It's just an awful construction job, and whatever company did it is a terrible, terrible road builder. They're 6 years late, and it's terrible. We're going to come back with a 9 o'clock nasty next.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Made in Duval. By Duval. For Duval. 1010XL. Duval Sports Radio.
Are you ready to step up to luxury?
Check out the power of our exciting 2025 lineup, including the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Visti.
With over 15 electric Cadillacs in stock and more on the way, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and embrace luxury with a twist.
At Randy Marion, there are no tariffs. Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, and see why our electric lineup turns heads.
Don't miss out. Drive Cadillac. electric or gas. We have both. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway for all your outdoor living needs. Let them show you how a durable paver driveway can enhance your home. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Gang, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Henson and the Henson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but we both want to know, have you done your last will? Man, Dan, I don't know why you bring that up. That's depressing. No, it's not. Something you got to take care of, something you want to do because you work hard for your money. You want to get the money to the people that you choose. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well, right? You want to have as much money as you can for your loved ones. Matt Henson will listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Henson Law Firm. Real easy to get a hold of Matty. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Skilled trade jobs are booming. So begin your high-pay, high-demand career today through the Northeast Florida Builders Association. Their apprenticeship program provides paid training in some of the most highly sought-after skilled trades. Get paid while you train full-time in carpentry, electrical, HVAC, or plumbing. Plus, earn a 10% raise every year, and the classes are 100% tuition-free. Start your new career today and apply this week at nefpaapprenticeship.org.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Soft takes are boring. That's why I dropped the hammer on the Frangie Show. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes, weekday afternoons on 1010XL.
Driven by Southside Kia.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. In summertime, it really can stretch out most of the year because we love the warm temperatures here in the Sunshine State. Greg, give them an idea of what Honda has to offer.
They are all over the board. They've got Honda scooters, Honda motorcycles, we've got Honda boats, we've got Honda side-by-sides. So whatever you like, we've got it.
That means adventure is waiting.
That's right, and we're ready for you.
In the showroom, you can find all that Honda has to offer on Atlantic near Regency, or check out Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Say goodbye to line of glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Coliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Top 10 XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We're back on a GFL Friday. We're going to open up the mailbag, try and set some of you guys up for maybe some better results. Got to use that noggin. So Matt Every in studio with us. We'll be doing that. Tracking the NBA playoffs. Eastern Conference Finals resume tonight. I'll ask each of you boys, Is the Eastern Conference Finals? I know they're going to play until one team has won 4 games. In your mind, are the Eastern Conference Finals over?
Yes.
Has the victor been determined? Matt says yes, so I
don't think it's been determined yet.
You still think what chance do you give them if they lose tonight? It's over, right?
Oh yes.
I mean, again, don't misunderstand what we're saying. We're not declaring that. So we're suggesting that. We know how sports go, especially the NBA, where a 20-point lead ain't worth nothing.
I just think the Pacers have a better team.
I do too.
And I'm not a believer in,
and it's a team
in Karl Anthony Towns whatsoever.
I will say this,
especially the later it goes in the. I know he's hit a game winner, but the later it goes in the game, that guy just looks tired.
If we
can't
were
even jump off the floor, and Hicken was saying the other day he couldn't get any calls.
Yeah.
Can't get any calls because he looks sloppy and he can't jump.
I can't get it. Like I said, he can't get in a conversation with Hicken about that because then he just gets spark-eyed and angry. So whatever.
And then at the end of the game,
Karl Anthony Towns doesn't get calls because for the biggest man on the floor, he doesn't get fouled. He runs into the lane and stumbles and flails and throws his arm into the defender.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he doesn't get calls.
And at the end of the game, I know the game was over, 0.2 seconds left, but when Halliburton gave him a little chest pass to Cat, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I missed that.
You know what I'm talking about? At the very end of the game, there was 0.2 of a second left, and Halliburton. They just had to inbound the ball. Obviously, you can't get a shot off.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I know what
and
you're
he just tossed it to Cat, and Cat threw it at the basket. I'd have thrown that thing right back at him. Yeah. Are you kidding me? You can't score.
Yeah,
you can't score. Yeah,
yeah. I just, and the way it happened. Look, they're gonna have to bounce back. I will say this about the Knicks: they have been a clutch team this year. And
that wouldn't shock me if they win tonight. Yeah, they probably will win.
Tonight for sure. I just mean overall, though. Hey, Indiana is It's probably what's best. What's the best matchup, though? It's best if the Knicks play the Thunder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just for a generic fan? I mean, for me, I'm generic fan. I mean, at the end of the day,
2 small market teams if you go Pacers.
I don't want the Knicks to win because of Dan, because of how brutal and ruthless he's rooted against every team I've ever had. It's not my normal nature. In fact, if ET's team is going to win, I'll be happy for him. Dan Hicken can never have a team win and me want it to have happened. Never. So, and that's his fault. My friendship could go either way when it comes to the sports rooting. If you want to team up, and I'll root for
there's enough to pass it around.
And then others, and that's just that Dan doesn't have 1 ounce of that in him. He doesn't feel good for anybody else's team that does good, and so because of that, I'll be rooting against the Knicks. And inside, I'll be smiling when he's on edgy and ready to attack us for whatever reason when they do lose. You feel me, E?
I feel you.
You feel that. You see people think like Hick's eyes spark like real. Like it's a real thing. It's not a metaphor. His eyes sparked with anger. No, like Hick, when you know it's about to happen, they literally like some sort of like, AI effect or something in there. Game 2 tonight, though, we good with feeling like the Knicks will win?
I think so. I think they'll bounce back. And let's be real. The Pacers won. They got, I won't say it was a lucky shot, but that doesn't happen. I don't think it'll happen like that again.
I think the problem isn't the lucky shot going in because you're right. He got a lucky bounce there. It's the blowing the 9-point lead in the 50 seconds, 7-point lead in 28 seconds.
Underneath them, yeah.
Missing missing free throws, both players missing. Either one of them makes one free throw. It's just, you're an NBA team, bro. You got to make 3 out of 4 between 2 of your stars.
And
you
then
can't
the
go
one
2 out of
guy
4.
hit, like, what, 7 threes? She just couldn't miss.
Nesmith was hitting just crazy shots, too. Forced, off balance, 30-footers.
Yeah, it's not happening again.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I'm looking at ESPN's bottom line. Then win probabilities have almost proven to be ridiculous in the NBA because of all these comebacks. But 99.8% chance to win with 3:44 to go. 99.8, man.
I mean, I would say they're about a 99.8 with 30 seconds to go.
I felt like it. Yeah, when they had that 7-point lead with 24 seconds, or whatever, you don't lose that game. And 3-3, I guess you do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how it went down. This is a Dailies double take, and then we will move on to the mailbag that, they send them in and they ask for our help, and we give it as best we can. Sometimes we have more patience than others, but we'll try and do our best to get those
we'll try
little issues, help straighten them out for you. But first, this Dailies double take. The Indiana Fever, who I've been told Caitlin Clark plays for, they had a game last night and they won, but that's not the story.
I know what it is.
For the first time since 2022, Caitlin Clark played an official basketball game without making a three-pointer.
That is nuts.
That's what, three years of basketball since she last played a game without making a three. 140-game streak of hitting a three-pointer ended last night, even though her team beat the Dream 81-76. That's too bad for Atlanta.
Real quick, while we're
0 for 5 from 3.
While we're on the topic, Jeff, I know you don't have social media, but there's a new Instagram account. It's this group of guys, and they bet every night that Angel Reese plays, they bet for her to miss her first field goal attempt. Best account on Instagram. So good.
That's offered by Vegas. Like you can.
Yeah, this is. It's a.
So
bet.
they're really betting.
This is a real bet. Yes.
Okay.
Last night she bricked the layup. It was hilarious.
Man, there's an account on there called The Last Take.
Yeah.
Where these guys are mimicking Big Perk, Stephen A, and Shannon Sharp.
Oh,
that is pure comedy.
Big Perk. All right, let's solve some relationship.
Hold on a second. I don't have it here in front of me, but somebody sent me on the text line. They sent me Angel Reese's game last night, and at one point she went 0 for 4 with 4 offensive rebounds in one possession. She missed 3 straight shots and got a rebound each time.
Well, that's padding your own stats.
When you score 5 points and you have 12 rebounds, did you really score or rebound anything?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, E, it's time to see what ails them.
All right, boys.
All right.
I went straight to the drill at 1010XL.com.
You can send in your queries and your problems at thedrill@1010XL.com.
And that's where I got this letter here.
Nice.
All right, let's get it.
9:27 on a Friday could be a life-changing moment. Write it down.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the advice we give is hard.
Yeah, we could be hard sometimes.
It's kind of harsh, but you know what? I think too many people are getting
comes from a good spot though.
Yeah, it's a place of love. Get your bleep together. Let's go.
Dear Drill, my husband and I live in an older neighborhood and have enjoyed wonderful neighbors over the many years. The homes are close together with windows often left open in the spring, summer, and fall as large shade trees keep our homes cool.
Sounds like a beautiful slice of Americana.
A couple of years ago, our longtime next door neighbor moved, and a new neighbor, a single woman, moved in. She was quiet, and we would occasionally visit in the yard. Well, over the past few months, a problem, air quotes, has developed. This neighbor has a new male friend who is there much of the time. Since the new friend's arrival, loud moaning sounds frequently emanate from her home.
Is this for real?
It quickly went from a bit funny to shocking to annoying. It's unbelievable how loud and prolonged the moaning sounds are. The oh goshes and slapping and spanking sounds, not to mention the
9 o'clock nasty game.
Not to mention the frequent. Oh.
Okay, yeah. All right. So what's your question, lady?
What's the problem?
Drill, is there anything you can do to suggest to our neighbors to keep the private business private without embarrassing or offending her?
You're way out of line. You're way out of. They're in the privacy of their own home. If you don't want to hear them, close your windows. Buy some AirPod Max. Buy a house where you don't have neighbors near to you. You don't get to change the way the whole world acts because of your situation, where you bought a home or where you live or what you think. You don't get to change what everyone else does. She also lives in a home right next to another home. She also likes to have her windows open.
Yeah.
And unlike you, she doesn't care if you know that she's doing something that you used to do.
I agree. This other lady's clearly living her best life, and while this one's complaining to the drill.
Yeah, one's older and is past those days, I guess. And yeah, I don't. I get how it would be awkward.
My advice would be
shut the windows.
Shut your windows, or take a page out of her playbook.
Yeah, this sounds like older to me. They've lived in the neighborhood 40 years.
What neighborhood do you think it is, Ronnie?
that comes from Ponte Vedra.
Oh, Ponte Vedra?
Yeah, that's the letter.
I can see that.
Older than Dolphin Cove. Sounds right.
Wow. Who's calling it more specific even?
Oh, you said older Ponte Vedra neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that the one that's next to Oak Bridge?
Yes. What's next, Steve?
Oh, this one comes from the South Side.
Okay.
All right. South Side?
South Side. Dear Drill, I'm a professional, well-educated adult who moved back home.
Ask you.
because of concerns about my father's health, as well as having landed a much better job.
Okay, well, a lot of people, all right, okay, so far.
As an extra perk, I've been able to save money to pay towards my student loans, as well as spoil my parents a little bit as they grow older.
So far, so good. Is there a problem in here?
All right, I think it's coming. I recently gifted my parents, for the second time, their dream vacation. They loved it the first time and never imagined they'd be able to go twice. Because my parents still have a minor child, I lost my spot here. Because my parents still have a minor child who cannot remain alone, I am choosing, as I did the last time, to use my personal vacation time to babysit. My mother has been planning the details of this upcoming trip and now has asked me to take more time off of work so they can have an extended road trip for their vacation. Drill, I'm already draining every bit of my time off so they can go to this vacation. Drill, how should I handle this?
The one thing I don't like you telling me and reminding me over and over what a nice thing you've done. You either do a nice thing because you want to do it, but you don't keep a record and then circle back. This is real simple. Sometimes people just can't be direct. Mom, I'm already taking a lot of time off. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Story over.
Yeah.
If you guys would like to spend your money and find childcare or whatever, but no, I've already extended as best I could. Don't get defensive or in your feelings. It's real simple. Sometimes people have the simplest time saying this. Hardest time saying the simplest thing.
I'm a little disappointed with this submission.
Okay.
This is not that big of a deal. Just have a hard conversation with your parents.
Yeah. Right. But what I really feel like this whole letter, while it started good, by the end of the letter, I felt like you were writing
you're donating to charity and telling us.
Or you feel like you were writing me a recommendation letter for yourself, is what it feels like. Look at all these great things that I've done, and yet now here I am, and they want me to do more. Can somebody who does as much as I can possibly do more? You know how much I've done, right? That's what it sounded like. So anyway, and I'm not saying that's you and your personhood, but this is easy. Oh gosh, no, Mom, are you crazy? It's like I had this thing come up with like. I can't remember if it was on one of these or a buddy was telling me about. I don't know. This lady's single mom. She has an 11-year-old girl, and they're separated, from the husband. They live apart, and somehow there was a faction of her friend group where they were going to go to. They had talked about going to Paris and taking kids just for a vacation or whatnot. And somehow the father brought it up to the daughter who's 11. That, I heard you might be going. That you are going some. But he got ahead. It wasn't on purpose, but he got ahead of the story. And so now the mom was, what am I going to do? How can I do this? This is how you're going to do. Your father got confused. Paris is expensive. We'll have fun this summer. We're not going. That's how you handle it. How hard is it?
No, it's not.
We just draw it up and make all this drama super hard. No, that's ridiculous. We won't be doing that.
Correct.
That's an easy way to deal with some of those big asks. So, all right, there you have it. That's Dear Drill.
That's it?
That's it, man.
Yeah, I know. All that, saved all that up. Listen, Hick's off in a couple weeks. You're welcome to come back in. We'll nasty it up some more.
Yeah.
I love that Gator logo, man. He's got the old school Gator logo. Gator Hall of Famer here on Matt Every, by the way.
Shout out.
Yeah. Snuck in there.
Yeah, he snuck in.
Jaquez Green.
Is that you?
Ike Hilliard.
I think as memory goes, I'm not even sure you went to the ceremony.
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah. They don't. It's not. Was that at a football game?
I think they do. It was just everyone else.
Don't they do that at a football game usually?
I think there's a banquet the night before,
and then they bring you out
at the game,
halftime, and all that good stuff. All right, let's come back for the final segment. And appreciate you coming in. You gonna stick around in the end? You leaving now? What are you doing?
I'm leaving now.
All right, good. Appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Always enjoyed it. They love you. I stopped reading all the commendations because I didn't want you to float out of here with like a balloon-sized head. But they love the work you're doing on all your little golf deals. They love when you're on here with us, and appreciate you, my man.
See you soon.
All right, back to Wrap It. Next, it's a GFL Friday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, you have arrived at your destination.
And you were meant to be here.
This is 1010XL.
This is your time.
Just when you thought we couldn't bring you more, Keon Atlantic is here with a brand new store. We have the same great team to treat you well, with new savings during our grand opening sale. Keon Atlantic is here with the new store. Shop our best offers and largest selection yet. Save big during our grand opening sale. Is there something for everyone on our lot? You bet. If you're ready to experience something new, the all-new Keon Atlantic is ready for you. Your perfect ride is a visit away. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day, anytime. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. I've been going to Doc T for, a long time. And he said, Hick, I'm going into concierge medicine. I said, Doc, what's that? He said, well, if you don't feel well, you come see me that day. I said, that's cool. Normally sometimes you're not feeling well. You try to get an appointment. We can't get to you till next week, right? Now with Doc T, he'll get you in right away. You got a medical emergency, here's his personal phone number. Call him. He was out at the Guggen with us, hanging out, man. Doc T's the guy. He's the man. It's kind of like being a member of an exclusive golf club. Like, I had my physical, and he sat down and went over everything with me and all the numbers, explained things to me at time. It wasn't like he was in a hurry, right? He's got time to practice medicine. As far as doctors, he's the best. Navy trained, Wake Forest grad, been around forever. Yearly physicals, officer virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals to specialists, hospital follow-ups. You got questions, mypvconcierge.com has all your answers, including the pricing structure. It's not bad at all. I'm telling you, mypvconcierge.com.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Poker players, get ready for the action. The $200 no-limit hold'em Stars and Stripes poker tournament happens at Best Bet Orange Park on May 26th. With 6 starting flights and a guaranteed prize pool of $50,000, it's your chance to claim victory and win big. And there's more. Don't miss $42,000 in high hands every 30 minutes from 10 a.m. to midnight at all 3 locations. For more details on how to join the action, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, the only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 6th.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 23rd, 2021, at the PGA Championships, Phil Mickelson made history by becoming the oldest major winner at age 50, securing his 6th major title.
Bueller,
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I don't see how a new air conditioner is going to work out for me.
Well, you like air conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. But a new air conditioner could be expensive.
Well, not if you...
I mean, to save up the money, I probably have to give up my extra hot skim latte every morning. Now I fall asleep during a staff meeting, get volunteered for the summer picnic committee, and end up sitting in the dunk tank all afternoon getting water up my nose.
Okay, look at it this way. Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing puts in a new AC. We hook you up with affordable financing, and you stay cool and comfortable for just $149 a month. Cool?
Cool. I see it now.
Life can be hard on your budget. If you suffer through the heat because of a broken AC you could totally afford to replace, you could visit.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This Memorial Day, Navy Mutual would like to salute Bobby Jones. Jones joined the Army Air Forces during World War II. He left the service as a lieutenant colonel and became one of the most famous golfers ever, even co-founding the Masters.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Hello, I'm attorney Malcolm Anthony. Being charged with domestic violence can turn your life upside down. If you're in trouble, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
Summer in Jacksonville is coming in hot. Lauren Brooks here. Beat the heat with Turbo Tint. Their window tint blocks up to 99% of harmful UV rays and keeps your ride cool and comfortable. Book today at orangepark.turbotint.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
I'm cooling down on a big night in sports for the studio here. Ronald Acuna Jr. returns for the Atlanta Braves. I believe it time's up with Chris Sale pitching tonight. The Padres are in town. The Braves need to get hot. Maybe Acuna can be that spark plug. And then, of course, Hicks off to New York, where the Knicks have to win tonight to stay alive. I don't think there's any way around that. And then it will be, I guess, with the Mets tomorrow night. So, big night in sports, big weekend in sports for the drill team. The Lady Gator lacrosse team they're in the Final Four. They play a Final Four game today. Matt Every was in with us, a Florida Gator Hall of Famer himself, former golfer there. And he's talking about what a good time it has been for the Gators. And it has. They've been winning a lot of different sports. And how good has it been? The Lady Gator lacrosse team, by the way, they're your Big 12 conference champions. I think we've mentioned that here before, but there's no
shout out.
Yeah, there's no scholarship lacrosse in the SEC, so they play that in the Big 12. Won their tournament and now in the Final Four. All right, E, I'm going to bring you back in here because now it's serious. You know, some of these Dear Drill questions and advice requests we get are more topical, but this is about a life decision. So you ready?
I'm ready.
From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hey, fellas, I need advice. I just finished up community college. I got my AA degree. I'm trying to decide between transferring to UNF for their construction program or to UF for their agricultural economics management program. I enjoy the construction industry, but I've lived in St. Johns County my whole life, and I hate all the development that... Here, my man. I hate all the development that it brings with it. On the other hand, I've always wanted to go to UF. And I like the agriculture industry as well, but I know little about it. Please advise.
Oh, this is an easy one.
Okay.
Because I got my AA degree before I ended up joining the military and finishing off on my other two. But I say this to every young student who has the opportunity to flee the nest. Go off to college, man, because that's where you're going to learn to become an adult. It ain't the A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Yeah, whatever. You're going to get that in
it's
college.
how to balance your checkbook.
Exactly. You're going to learn life whenever you go off to college. You're going to learn how to deal with people from all facets of life. You're going to learn how to time management. Like that's what college teaches you. So yeah, man, flee the nest and go off to Gainesville, my boy.
I would go agricultural economics management. Construction as and by the way, you could I will. That's what. No, somebody on the text line said, "Dog, if you're in the construction industry, you better learn to like the development. I think that's what he's saying. He doesn't like the development. So while he likes construction, he's not, he doesn't like the way St. Johns County has been overdeveloped, severely overdeveloped. Don't know who got rich off of that. I'm supposing some people down there in local government have just shoved it up all of ours, but that's another story for another day, I guess. It'd be a higher pay grade, an investigative journalist would have to go down to St. Johns County and figure out why there are now 8,000 oil change places where before there was only 7. Why there are 8 million fast food restaurants when before there were only 12.
Dispensaries are popping up everywhere, too.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I don't see anything new. No new parks or boat ramps or no new infrastructure or anything else. See new speed traps. Still got a few of those in case the guys need a little extra bonus the weekend. Those commissioners haven't got enough from selling out overdevelopment to the point of choking out an entire county. Well played. Good job down there, gang. Thanks for looking out for us. Thanks for being the ambassadors, for the caretakers, the gatekeepers for the county. You've done a real good job squeezing it into Southern California gridlock. Hope you're proud of yourselves. It's taken years of hard work, I'm sure. There you go. So I guess I would be going against construction. And by the way, there's also this. If you have the opportunity, and again, I don't mean this to be snooty. I went to Florida when it was easy to get into Florida. I went to Florida and became a broadcaster. I'm not some super, smart person. But I do know this, in the state of Florida, it still is and will forever be much more valuable to hold that degree from Florida than North Florida. With all due respect to UNF, that degree from in Florida. And this would just kind of add on a little bit of value to what he said, who I also agree with. If you get a chance to get away from home, and that's a nice, close enough if you're in Gainesville. Also this. Agriculture at UF is awesome. I did ag operations management. My brother did food and resource economics in the School of Ag. Both loved it. So there's another vote for the agriculture. Storage units, car washing. Here they come. They're all coming in. They're right. They're all with me. Listen, the same vehemence that St. Johns County took on that guana project and got it shut down, we need to start putting on the nonstop payola that's going on in our county, because I don't see how any person who's smarter than a slug could think that giving everyone more traffic and fast food is making their lives better. You've got to be dumber than dumb to do what they've done to the county with no payoff, by the way, with none. Kids still in portable classrooms. I don't know what luxury car's being driven home this afternoon, though. Not sure. I go after me.
Portables.
Storage units, car washes, oil changes, nail salons. That's what your St. Johns County Brain Trust commissioners have clogged you up with, SJC. They've clogged you up with all those things. Yeah, somebody get an investigative journalist down to St. Johns County. Let's start digging into some of the finances about what just has happened in that formerly beautiful, very natural-esque county. And they just shoved it up full of this, that, and the other to line their own pockets. And why do I know this without any proof? Because there's no other reason to. What fool wants a bunch of construction and congestion about them over not? What moron would want that? None. SJC, where dreams go to die.
You say when you spoke to Captain Care this morning, you said you hitting that water. You going fishing?
Man, I'd like to.
Yeah.
Molly asked me what I was doing this weekend. Just as we small talk around, we were kicking around with Matt.
Right.
I asked E what he's doing this weekend. Man, I wouldn't mind to go. I find myself way too lazy to do these things that I'd say I want to do. And when you get up every day at 3:30 all week long, and then you finally get to a point where you sleep to like 5:30 or so, maybe I'll get up and go. I don't know. Why? You up for it?
I'd be down.
Okay. Well, if I go, I'll call you.
Hit me.
All right. We do have the long, nice weekend.
We don't got to work on Monday.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes, goodness.
I'm now being told on the text line that agriculture is going to automation. Oops.
Oh.
Well, maybe you can be a part of the automation team that takes agriculture into the future. Yeah, they both have good jobs, these ag majors. Let's look at all kinds of stuff. Oh, by the way, in St. Johns County, while they just shove the nail salons and the car washes down our throat, and they don't give us any of the good, even the good, like, mainstream popular things we don't get. We get the off-brand bad ones. It's a joke. Anyway, that's it. Let's turn it over.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah.
Hello, Michael.
Well, every time a building goes up at our end of St. Augustine,
My wife and I hope it's an Olive Garden. Now, a lot of people think that, like, Olive Garden, that's not
No,
good.
I hear you.
I like Olive Garden.
I would love a Cracker Barrel or a Cheesecake Factory. That's just me.
I like them, right?
And we have been so when they built this town center in St. Johns County, which is out near my neighborhood, they made all kinds of claims. They had more restaurants than the Jacksonville Town Center they had. They said, we got about six. They were already around the other corner. It's about a joke, man.
Total joke.
God, and somebody's getting rich. Those commissioners are just screwing us all. How can you not?
Probably so.
Somebody's making money.
Probably so. We do have a lot of car washes. They'll put a car wash in now.
Yeah, sprawl and traffic. They've taken a beautiful county that didn't really need much more, and they've just shoved it full of concrete. And
it's
again,
crazy.
so developers and other commissioners can get rich.
I know you notice it. Like anytime you play golf on a course that used to be barren, it just used to be a course.
Yeah.
And now they've got houses stacked on every course with 6 feet between them. So
that's fair.
That's just the way it is.
All right, what do we got going on today?
Well, we got Tom McManus in studio. I saw a piece at NFL.com. They did the most underappreciated player on every team. They selected Brenton Strange, which
I don't know if he's earned that yet, but
right. I didn't think that he's done enough to be considered underappreciated, at least to that degree. But we're going to talk about that today. Who are the candidates on the Jaguars who maybe don't get enough credit for what they do accomplish?
That's fair, too. All right, well, where are you on the game tonight? You feel confident? Probably get this one? You don't?
I don't.
It's hard.
Once you lose like that at home, I have no confidence in the series. I'll root for them. I'll watch it, but...
part of me wants to think, well, they'll bounce back, but that's the same thing I thought about Boston going into Game 2 against New York after they had a similar meltdown against New York. No dog in the fight. I think the Knicks win tonight. I'm be more worried about the series, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm worried about the series. I'm more worried. There's a lot of pressure on the Yankees this weekend. We're playing the Rockies. You got to sweep that team, don't you? If you don't win every single game against Colorado, it's a complete failure. It feels like. So got that going on. I'm on vacation next week, Pras. So
nice.
I'll have that to lick my wounds if necessary. I'll have a little extra time.
All right, sounds good. That'll do it for us. It's been a GFL Friday. Mike and Tommy Mack and Jaguars today coming your way next. Have a great weekend. A nice long weekend, everybody.
Turn on your radio. We'll bring the game to you.
Here we go. 4th and a yard.
Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio. 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler,